But football's become soft like our country has become soft.
And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
I'm going to drink a lot of Budweiser tonight, Tracy, and I promise you that.
Hello? You play to win the game.
They're like, Pat, how'd you punt so well today? I'm like, good question.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Yes, I did. So I packed it up and brought it back to the crib.
AJ Hawk, Pat McAfee, it is week 14 of this little rocket ship to the moon that we're on. The dead of Christmas season, the tail end of the NFL regular season, and goddamn if this shit just doesn't keep getting better. Like this weekend's games have been sick beginning to end. And it's probably a mistake, and they teach you this in podcasting school, like not to get away from the games that actually mean something. But I had maybe my favorite game of the football season today was Indy at Buffalo.
Oh, my God. The NFL should just think about making it snow every single game. Let's like the ratings back up. There was 2 feet of fucking snow out there. They're slipping, sliding around. By the way, thank you everybody for listening. What a great show. Jerry Thornton looks damn good. AJ Hawk's wearing a Native American on his chest. How you look great, cuzzo. But the that Buffalo game was absurd. It was fucking absurd. I was dialed in the entire time. I didn't even get a chance to really check around to the other places because it was honestly anything could happen at any moment, and I enjoyed watching it. My man Vinatieri hit a 43-yard one-point kick to send it to overtime. Missed a couple other ones because maybe we don't drive to get more yards for the old guy, but it was just a legendary game. I liked it a lot. 2 teams that a lot of people probably wouldn't have paid attention to. That game got flipped upside down because Mother Nature decided to take a shit all over fucking Buffalo, and it was awesome.
And you know what? In the kingdom of Thorntopia, there will be no dome stadiums. Period. It makes sense in baseball. You don't want to see a game get rained out. You don't want this early season schedule to get messed with. In the NFL, give me that all day long. And as the expression goes, in twice on Sunday. Like, forget crap like, going to Mexico City, going to London. The NFL should play a game in Point Barrows, Alaska. I would watch that shit. And I'm watching Red Zone, and they're saying we're getting tweets from everyone saying, please stop going away from the snow game. I'm like, yes, that's me. Like, I'll watch the games that matter later on. Just this is fantastic. This is what it's about.
The Red Zone has not understood what is entertaining and what isn't for so long anyways. It doesn't matter. Of course, they would have just left Buffalo. They tried to take 4th downs out of football. So, I mean, that's just what the Red Zone channel does. But it was amazing. AJ, did you get a chance to watch it at all?
I did. I was thinking of you. Actually, I saved it instead of texting you earlier. I knew you wouldn't respond, but I was wondering, what are the rules? We saw when Vinatieri's about to kick that extra point. First off, his whole team's trying to push the snow away with their feet, and they're like 5 yards too short, so he has to back them up. They all kick the snow off. I think even a trainer was running out trying to kick some snow, and the ref found him.
It was a guy with a water bottle.
Yeah, the trainers came out.
Chased them off.
So, my question is, are they going to have to come up with official rules on how long you have before you kick an extra point, or how many guys can kick snow away? What are they going to do, Pat?
I think they should have let it go down however it was going down. There was a timeout called. The athletic trainers are a great group of people, and the equipment managers, great group of people. They're going to come out and help anyways. They're going to get dirt off of people's cleats. They throw down a little thing where you can rub your cleats on it to get dirt off it. They're going to spray water in a dude's mouth, which I've never really understood. Personally, I'll spray the bottle myself. I don't need another guy.
Hey, Pat, I got to cut you off. Did you ever let a trainer spray water in your mouth?
Not at one time. I never was exhausted enough to need it, I don't think, but I don't know how I feel about guys who do it.
Doesn't matter how exhausted you are.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
If you're Marcus Luttrell in Operation Red Wing over in Afghanistan, sliding down the mountain, saving lives and trying to survive, he could still raise the bottle and squirt water into his own mouth. It's unbelievable to me how many people let the trainers, my buddy Nate, who's a trainer in Green Bay, I've said it before, I officiated his wedding. I used to try to fight him. Every once in a while, he would joke with me, come out at halftime, and he would hold it up like he was going to spray it in my mouth. And I would knock the bottle out of his hand, knock it on the ground. Like, you got to be kidding me, Nate. Don't ever. That's offensive that you don't hand me the bottle. I can spray water in my own mouth. And it seems like It's an epidemic. Everybody does it now.
I can't fathom it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about both parties there, the sprayer and the taker. I don't know.
I think that the sprayers, though, they get roped. A lot of those guys, even some of them are interns, and it's just the ultimate, I feel like, disrespectful move towards the trainer. Like, I am so above you here. Oh, let me put my hands on my hips and let you spray water into my mouth.
I can't even spray the bottle anymore. That's the level of human I am.
That's how important I am.
Yeah.
That's what I see when that happens.
So anyways, fuck those refs. Now that we get back to it, those assholes with the bullshit call on 2-point play anyways, that led to that whole thing. And then they're trying to tear down a good organizational camaraderie moment. We got the equipment managers, the athletic trainers, offensive linemen, tight ends, and special teams all trying to clear a spot so that the entire Colts fucking business can have a good day, and that fucking dickhead ref gets in there and starts scooting them out. I think he's wrong. I think as long as they're out there for a timeout, they can do whatever they want out there. It's their field too, bub.
Well, Pat, there's got to be some specific rule because there was another trainer out there squirting the water bottles, and they didn't chase him off. So I guess it just must be specifically if you're not a uniformed personnel.
No, it's positionism.
You can't clear snow.
It's positionism. That's what it is. It's because it was a kicker or a punter that it was benefiting, and the refs just can't handle that. They just can't handle it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
On the flip side, though, the other team should stand there. They can't cross the line of scrimmage, but they should stand there and try to kick snow into the area they're clearing off.
For sure. And they were trying to kick it onto the ball of the long snapper. If you look at my video, it's only got like 3 million views or something like that at the current moment. If you look at number drop. But if you look at that video back, a part that I completely missed in the video, which was almost like stole the show, was the D lineman for Buffalo kicking snow onto the ball before the long snapper had to snap it. Like while they're all trying to clear the area back there, the long snapper was like turned around like looking at it, and the D linemen were just kicking the ball. It was so much gamesmanship was happening. I loved every single second of it, and obviously the GOAT did what the GOAT does at the end and went ahead and knocked it through, sent it to overtime. Well, we get the interception, and then we refuse to get more yards to help a guy out. We refuse to do it. He's kicking in a fucking snow globe with possible tornado fucking winds. And we opt out of gaining more yards to help him out, but he misses it. He misses it. And then Shady McCoy fucking does well in a fucking blizzard, which is what always happens somehow. Shady always dominate. By the way, what a fucking athlete that dude is. He holds that thing how you're not supposed to hold a football, and he does not have fumbling issues. Even in that goddamn snow, he was tossing that thing around. He's incredible athlete, but god damn it. What a moment for Vinatieri. If he makes that kick, by the way, to win it right afterwards, the video of that was me losing my shit. I actually recorded that live. I was recording the extra point live, and then I was recording his game winner potential live. And when he missed it, I just dropped my phone. I was so upset. It was such a big moment for me and Vinny there, and he just didn't let me have it there for a minute.
Dude, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the fact that the sideline reporter said, it's clear that Adam Vinatieri has never kicked in conditions this bad before. Every Patriots fan in the world spit beer all over himself. I'm sorry. I saw him in a blizzard with the fate of the fucking football world riding on the kick. Yep. And he went 45 yards, and it was good by 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. Now this was dramatic, and that extra point was sick because it started out a good
Geico
10 yards to the wide to the right, and he hooked it in like a shaped golf shot. And then that kick in overtime, it was dead balls down the middle, and then ended up missing by 5 yards. But just to get that much distance on a kick in that crap was phenomenal.
That was a wild set of so many conditions. Wind is terrible to begin with, right? Wind sucks. Let's just talk about that. Then when it's wet and it's windy, terrible. Now let's add 1.5 feet of fucking quicksand out there. I mean, that was an incredible set of, unbelievable. It was only worth 1 point, that 43-yarder. Only worth 1 fucking point. That's all it was worth. But what a legendary moment for him. Everyone's done all of the standard gift items, guys. It's so obvious. Don't you think, Jerry?
Absolutely, it's obvious. It goes without saying almost.
For 2017 years now, we've been celebrating Jesus coming out of a virgin in a fantastic fashion. It's the holiday season, right? It's the holiday season. There's always been all these gifts. Clothes, cologne, nice bottle of liquor they were giving out in one AC or whatever it is. But all that's been done. We've got something different and much better than any of those this holiday season. Fuego Box has put together a bunch of hot sauce gift holiday boxes, all at price points. And for his promo with us, they're also giving you $10 off plus a limited edition Barstool koozie. Don't forget, everyone's favorite gifts are the ones they buy for themselves. So also, you could go to fuegobox.com/Barstool and you'll see all the gift options to choose from. The discount code and free koozie edition will automatically be applied. That's fuegobox.com/Barstool. fuegobox.com/Barstool. Hot sauce and cold beer sounds like the perfect holiday season. Go to fuegobox.com. Order yourself the best box of hot sauces so that your palate just climaxes with happiness every single time it eats. And that's what Fuego Box does. You get a nice you always want a good box, by the way, that climaxes in your palate. And that's what fuegobox.com/Barstool will do. Plus $10 off and a free koozie. That is once in a lifetime limited edition koozie. Get great hot sauces and a koozie. Hot sauce, cold beer. What else could you fucking ask for?
You had me at climax and box in your mouth.
All them things.
Well done.
Oh, Jerry, you like sex, huh? Congrats.
You write the best ad copy in the world. Before we get off the game on Ice Planet Hoth today, I just want to pay a quick tribute to the author of one of the great snow game moments of all time, the late Ron Meyer. And I don't know if either one of you guys will get the reference, but the snowplow game. Okay, during my misspent youth, the Patriots, when they were terrible, were playing Don Shula's Dolphins in a game very much like today, and they had a John Deere tractor, picture a ride-on lawnmower with a scrub brush in front
and
of it that was clearing off the sidelines.
Another
0-0 game, and the Patriots tried to kick a field goal, and Meyer sent the plow out onto the field, and it cleared off a path. And they kicked the game-winning field goal while Don Shula's fucking head exploded on the sideline. It was one of the great moments of all time. Now, the guy who drove it, it turned out, was on work release from prison.
Nice.
And I was doing a book signing a while ago, From Darkness to Dynasty, perfect for the holidays, available on Amazon and bookstores everywhere. And a guy said to me, do you know who that guy was driving the tractor? And I said, yeah, his name was Mark Henderson. He was on work release from prison. He said, do you know what he was in prison for? I said, I don't know. He goes, he broke into my house. So there you go.
Wow.
That was my brush with greatness. Ron Meyer died, and his legacy is that move and running the SMU program into the ground.
Nice. Ron Meyer. Rest in
Well, you know what
peace.
that reminds me of? I'm sure you're aware of this, Jerry. Did you see how mad Sean Payton is that one of the one of the officials up in the booth or something was hired by the NFL to work the Saints game, and he was one of the guys that snitched on the Saints for Spygate back in the day that got Sean Payton, the head coach, suspended for 1 year?
No, this last game, the one against Atlanta?
Yeah, the Thursday night game that the Saints ended up losing when Drew Brees threw that pick to Deion Jones in the end zone. Now they found this out that he was official for the game hired. So I can't imagine the NFL knew. They had to know, actually, because this guy, the more you look into it, the more he's had public statements saying how he just wanted to out them because he knew that they were cheating, and Joe Vitt, the other coach, who was the associate head coach at the time, he knew they were cheating, and he was like the scapegoat. It's a really weird situation, but Sean Payton found out that this guy worked the game, and obviously there's some kind of conflict of interest there.
Everybody's
hell yeah, because they'll do that, right? They'll keep a guy off a particular team's game for 10 years at a whack until they hope all is forgiven. But Payton has nobody to blame but himself.
What should he have done?
Not stepped out onto the field to now I've heard the argument the officials shouldn't have thrown the flag. Okay, maybe that's fair, but why are you walking out onto the field
when in a competitive situation whenever you got a lot on the line? Why are you acting out of control in a competitive situation as a professional? Bill Belichick would never do that. What do you
Look,
do?
and I love Peyton. Like seriously, I'm Team Sean all the way. But the only thing that could guarantee your team won't get the ball back is if you commit a bench penalty right there, and that's exactly what he did. But I mean, that was a game where him and Dan Quinn were fighting over who can be the worst coach in that one. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it was like who wants it least. Dan Quinn had a choice between a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 11, and he took the 4th and 1. It's like, are you kidding me? Like I'm sitting there half drunk on my couch, and I know enough not to do that. But then
there's a lot of game management situations that people fuck up a lot, and I think that's why the New England Patriots are also so far head and shoulders above everybody else, because all those situations, it seems as if everybody has like the wherewithal to know everything that's going on. AJ, what just happened? No, it wasn't that.
We just watched the drug deal go down.
No, my vape just died. I was trying to get the charger, and I tried to
exactly. So yeah, technically we did.
I tried to send a No, it was just a charger. I'm just trying to get electricity right now, bro.
For the audio, someone in Iowa walked in, looked creepily at the camera. Pat looked at him, kind of like, this on camera, bro. Oh, here, hand this to me. Oh, get out of the room.
It was just a charger, man, for my vitamin B12 smoke.
Gotcha.
That's all. I was trying to get electricity.
AJ, by the end of this podcast, we're going to get him on tape like that offensive coordinator from the Dolphins.
No, I don't mess around with cocaine.
Doing giant rails.
I just don't enjoy that. I don't understand how people get into that, by the way. I have no idea how people get, and we're back, electricity. I don't know how that offensive line coach thought that was anywhere near okay, but I also don't understand how anybody gets hooked to that.
Hey, love will make you do weird things, Pat.
I've smelled cocaine just a couple times in my life, and I've never been more disappointed in me than the next mornings. I don't know how people continue to do it. I don't know.
Have you done ecstasy?
No, I never have, but I've heard it's a great time. I heard the next day is terrible, but I heard
anyone that's done it, when you listen to them, they're like, "Oh man, it was amazing," and then the next day they want to kill themselves.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of that thought with that. I also. A lot of bad rumors going around about ecstasy there back in the day, like that it could kill you first time you try it because it digs a hole in your brain. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, if it can kill me, I'm out on that. I'll do mushrooms and shit. But
what about Molly?
That's like the same thing. It's like ecstasy with some other shit in there. It's kind of the same thing. Molly's the modern day ecstasy.
What should be the big deterrent about all this is the assholery that comes with it. Like cocaine has a culture of just insufferability to it. You know, I remember going to parties back in the day where 8 people would disappear into a bedroom and close the door and then come out and just chew your ear off about inconsequential shit you don't care about and pretend that they didn't just do a bunch of lines. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, no, I'll go and I'll pound Bud Lights with my friends and it's a tolerable amount of like douchiness. It's not like that. And I bet ecstasy is a million times worse. I've never been around anybody doing it, but pacifiers and tons of water, in EDM music, I'm all set. Like that's something I have zero temptation to ever do.
Well, Jerry, I would have never guessed that you don't like EDM music. I would have never guessed that about you, Jerry Thornton. Old balls, Jerry Thornton. Never would have guessed that you don't like EDM music.
I'm very unpredictable that way.
Yeah,
I know you figure that's probably kind of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Jerry, can you define EDM for us?
I mean,
what do the 3 letters stand for?
Electronic dance music. Right?
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean,
AJ.
but I mean, can I define the genre? No.
No. I just didn't know. I didn't know if you knew that it stood for that.
Okay, I'm extremely in touch with the times.
I know you really are.
For what? Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. Say it for old balls.
For a guy that's on the higher range of the millennials, you are definitely in touch with current times.
You're in the 1%er of the millennials in age. You're the 1%, that top highest 1% of millennial age bracket.
Jerry, how do you stay in? Like honestly, how old are you now?
I'm 54.
Don't come on, own it. Who cares, Jerry? It's all
You're
relative.
right.
I'm 33. That's an absolute grandpa compared to an 18-year-old
I'm
kid sitting
30.
at 33.
Seriously.
Exactly. It's all relative. It doesn't matter.
It's all
but,
relative.
How do you stay in touch, Jerry? Because as you get older, it's real easy to be that crotchety old man that's out of touch.
It's this. It's very simple.
What a question.
I know I should be at that age where I dump all over millennials and I think that they're a bunch of slackers and losers. But what I have is the gift of a memory. My memory does not recall ever there being a time where all 22-year-olds were selfless and self-sacrificing and concerned with others. You know, I was a frigging carbon blob when I was 22 years old. Like, I meet kids in that age group all the time who are way better than I ever was. And I don't mean just like because I've been to like Paris Island, but I mean, I've done, I did a fundraiser a while ago. I hosted it for Habitat for Humanities, and I meet these two 20-year-old kids who pulled me aside and they said, look, do you know how we can get more involved with this? Because we're trying to like do more and we're getting kind of frustrated. I'm like, you're so much better than I was. Like, honest to God, like my only goal when I was your age was to fucking watch the last 15 minutes of MacGyver at my friend's house and then Monday Night Football and get hammered on cheap beer. Like, you know what I mean? When I meet,
yeah,
when I you're a terrible person
to the younger crowd.
I'm being 100%
you're a terrible
honest.
person.
Like, I was a piece of shit, and so I appreciate that. Like, there was never a time where all 22-year-olds or 18-year-olds were like, these ideal people the way every older guy pretends that they were when they were that age.
I agree with that. There was never a perfect time in history. And I was definitely perceived as a gigantic douche back in the day. Perceived as. Doesn't mean that I was. I'm just saying perceived as. I gave a lot of good reasoning for that. So I understand completely that when you're younger, you're just ready to go. You're ready to take over the world. It's the way it is. And although Jerry wasn't doing anything to help his community when he was 22, just refused to do anything for his community that these young kids are doing these days. I don't think that's out of the norm, but I do believe nowadays there's so many more opportunities to do things and to do a lot of awesome stuff and to learn things. And I think the world is getting woke, more and more woke, and I think we're going to a good place.
And can I add too that like I had music that was garbage.
Oh yeah, you
did. Like everyone always remembers how great music was when they were in college. No.
You only remember the hits. You only remember the hits. You don't remember the shit. That's just like Michael Jordan. All you watch is his highlights nowadays. You don't see any games where he's off, and everybody says, oh, he never had an off game. It's like, okay, all right, he's playing against a lot of white guys too. Let's fucking make sure we remember that.
Right. Like, baby boomers all remember the great shit, and I try to remind them all, like, Bob Dylan has a lot to answer for, okay? I listen to Dexy's Midnight Runner. I get that that's friggin' garbage, but I'm not going to sit there and pretend that the stations that my kids program on my car is, like, worse than the stuff that I listen to. That
I don't know
sense,
how any
AJ?
generation could not like this.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Oh, what a banger. Jerry.
Broke up with my girl last night, so I went to the club.
Put
on a fresh white suit and a mini coupe sitting on dubs. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love. If you know what I mean.
Oh man, I was hoping you're going to play the whole song.
AJ, who was that?
I try to get into the chorus, and what I've been learning with my podcast every Friday, the greatest segment in podcasting history, Friday Bangers happens. What I'm learning about a lot of these songs is it takes a while to get to the chorus, and boy, when you're doing podcasting, it's not good. So there's a lot of tedious waiting to get to the banger part of the banger, but that was T-Pain, Bartender, and you put that in any generation's ears, they're going to vibe and feel good to it.
I think you should have karaoke rules when you're picking stuff for a podcast. Like karaoke, you don't want it to start out slow and lose the crowd, right? It's really got to get right to the bridge.
You know how big karaoke is in Japan? I mean, it makes sense, but it's gigantic over there.
Wait, why does it make sense though?
Because that's where it was founded. Karaoke. That's domo arigato. That's Karaoke was founded in
Is that
Japan.
a known thing? It was founded?
It's
Yeah,
a karaoke,
AJ.
it's a
Welcome
Japanese
to
word.
what? Yeah, karaoke? Where? Hi.
Right.
Hi.
It's like bukkake. It's like it's strictly a Japanese thing.
Hi. That's yes, too, right there, by the way. Hi. That's yes. Yes.
All right. Hey, I learned something. I did not know that, Pat. Thank you. I feel like Jerry. Like I'm out of the know.
No lie. I
Really?
once worked a comedy club where upstairs in the lounge they were running karaoke, which was literally they
That makes
had on the
sense.
screen jokes so that you could read them and pretend that you were.
This is the
stand-up
club you were
comic.
working at? Jerry?
Like it was upstairs from where the actual comedy
So
club
not
was in
your
the
club.
lounge.
Got it.
And I knew a comic who was like really offended by it because he goes, you know what, this is bad for comedy. This is damaging comedy. I go, listen, dude, if your career is threatened by some guy reading like a booger eating joke off a screen, then you should just get out of the business, flat out.
There's a lot of
I got
people
it.
that need to get out of the comedy business, by the way. Just for future reference. I haven't been in it that long of a time, and I know my voice doesn't carry a lot of weight, but a lot of y'all motherfuckers are terrible. Amen. That's the last.
Dude,
That's all.
name names. You can't just do that.
I go around to a lot of these fucking open mic things looking for people that are good. Like because I'm like searching for people that are like very talented. Because I feel like my office is very much a haven for creativity heaven. You know what I mean? Like just, I don't know what you could do for us, but I just want to, you show up here to work every day, something will happen with your brain where you'll create something good. So I go to a lot of these open mics around, and boy, there's some horrendous people who are out there getting a lot of laughs from their close friends who need to stop laughing at them because it just, you're ruining the entire thing. You're ruining their life.
Have you seen what Blake Griffin's doing? He seems like he's pretty good, man. I saw him do a set at South by Southwest.
I think Blake was great. I enjoy him. But I'm talking about these people. So this is what it is. There's like this deep comedy cult. We're going to get into this deep thing. And they're all on these message boards together. And they all talk to each other about jokes. And they try to fix them all up. And then they go tell the jokes to the other people that are on the message board. And then they just go change different places. And then the public hears them. And the public doesn't laugh at them. And it's the public's fault that the public's not laughing.
Right.
And then they yell at the crowd. And it's just like, oh, I feel awkward. This is not what I want. But I just want people to do better, you know? Do better, Jerry.
We all met that guy who was either going to make it in comedy or open a vein. And the other,
Was
the
that- what was
ancillary
that?
part of that is that guy who says he always did great, even though you've never seen him get laughs. Like I literally broke in with a guy who always talked about his last show was phenomenal. And I'd seen him get like a negative number of laughs. Like in the future, the crowd will go somewhere and something funny will happen and they won't laugh because he took that laugh away from them. And he came off stage and said, well, at least I got them going. And I realized, okay, it's a delusional thing that I don't have. Like every time I do an okay show, I'm killing myself that I didn't do an A+.
Jerry, are you like doing stand-up?
I do.
Do you have a set
do.
ready right now?
Do I have a what now?
Like a set? You have like a 5-10 minute set right now?
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much, I've got probably 45 minutes that I just sort of mix and match based on the crowd, and I don't really.
I have a
write
New
as
Year's
much
Eve
as
show,
I should.
Jerry. I have a New Year's Eve show. I would love for you. You should come do a set.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that
I-
makes perfect
I would-
sense, Pat. What happened? Why didn't this happen earlier?
What's that?
You're trolling open mics all over town when you have a 30-year stand-up in front of you.
Listen, I can't just not pay Jerry and have him show up here, right? That's like a different animal. Jerry is an esteemed man here. He has a profession. He has a job. He writes every day.
The payment is the large crowd that Jerry gets to do time in front of and then gain even a bigger
To come
following.
out. Yeah. To go out to, is it in Indianapolis or is it somewhere nearby?
It is. It's in Indianapolis, New Year's Eve. It's a show and an after party. One ticket gets you into both. The greatest New Year's Eve of your life. We have other surprise guests that you will not know about until they pop up on the stage that night. Jerry Thornton might be doing a 10-minute set. Is that what you're going to do, Jerry? You got 10 minutes?
Yeah. I'll do 10. I'll do a half, but I'll do 10. I'd love.
What's
I'll
a
give
half?
you a nice tight
I don't
10.
know. I don't know what a half is.
Half an hour. Like that's what I usually do, but I'll do
You're
it.
not
I'll
doing
give you a
half hour.
tight 10.
By the
Do
way,
that
you are
stand.
not doing a half hour. There is
No,
no
I know.
chance
I'm
of you
just
doing
saying.
a half hour.
No,
Just
you asked
I want to
me
let
if
you
you
know
have
that
10.
there is
After
zero
25
chance of
years
you
of doing
doing a
this,
half hour.
I hope I have 10.
I just want to let you know that from the bottom of my heart, there is, for your sake, not for mine, that you will not be doing a half hour?
No, I have zero desire to. I'm just saying I have it.
But you said you do half. And you threw it out there.
But I want to let everybody know that
right
is
up.
potentially coming to this. Jerry Thornton will not be doing a half hour. This is a quick moving show with a lot of acts. It's a variety show. It's going to be the night of your life, okay? Jerry Thornton would not be. Jerry, you got 5 minutes? You got a good 5 minutes, Jerry? You got a good 5? You got a hot 5?
Right, Jerry, Jerry's going to show up and you're just going to give him a little 3x5 note card. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat McAfee.
You see what's happening? The more we talk about this, the more time I'm losing.
Jerry, I would love to listen to you do 10 minutes, man, because the way the show will work is I will be on the stage watching the acts from the side with a microphone, okay? So
that's awful. What are you going to do, boo him off? What are you doing?
No. See, if you've ever listened to my shows, I feel like I ask questions that make people better. So what I would do is I am the voice of the crowd, basically. I'm the most generic fucking taste of anything, right? So the last time we did this, we had a magician come. And this magician did this entire set, and I had a microphone during it. And I asked a lot of questions. And it was good. It made it better. He made me look like an idiot, and it was like incredible interaction. Then I did a sing-along with the crowd in the middle of this guy's set because one of the guests' name was Diane, and the other one was Jack. And I was like, Little Diddy! And the whole place started singing about Jack and Di. It was a really cool vibe. It's like a party.
Sucking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze?
Yeah, you're goddamn right he was. Yeah.
So why would a real stand-up want to do 10 minutes if you're going to cut him off in the middle of
No. Because I'm not going to step on anybody's punchlines. I mean, I'm not going to do any of that. I'll let them finish their shit. But if I have a question, I have a question. I want to know, you know what I mean? I want the best show possible. I want the people that come to this show be like, that was the greatest show we've ever been to in our entire life because we had no idea that fucking insert name here of large celebrity was going to show up and do something. That's the way
I'm
it
so
goes.
into this. AJ, you got to show up.
Yeah, can I intro you, Pat?
We got a grand opening where I'm dancing and there's some other stuff going on. I don't know. AJ, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know if I have space.
Can I have the microphone while you're dancing?
Yeah.
AJ, I think maybe, AJ, don't know if we got a spot for you.
Pat, I'm just going to let you know, there is a 0% chance I would ever want to come to that.
Tell us how you feel. Like, seriously, quit holding back, Hawk.
I assume someone's going to film it. I may watch some of the if you send me a link, I may watch some of it a couple weeks later to see how Jerry does.
Depending on how Jerry does. AJ, would you like to come, be a guest, man? Like come to the show?
I'd love to be there. Let's share details after the show.
Okay, it's a New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale right now from Live Nation.
Yeah, send me the address.
Yeah, you can get a VIP if you want to meet me afterwards. Do you want to meet me?
Wouldn't it be awesome if I'm going to just buy a ticket, sit in the stands, and wait in line to take a picture with Pat?
I think you should think about it. Just want to let you know that I think you should think about it.
I'm gonna sleep on it. I'll let you know tomorrow.
I have a brand new set, by the way, that I'm ready. This one I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of it. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to deliver it.
Yeah, but now you're worrying me with all of this hype for these so-called big-time celebrity. Like, what if it's a letdown? If it's not Brad
AJ,
Pitt?
here's what you need to know. It won't be. How about that? It won't be. That's all you need to know. You will walk out of there going, the greatest New Year's Eve of my life. Can't wait to do this again next year if Pat is still friends with me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not going, but I'm looking forward to seeing who the celebrity guest is.
You're coming. I think you're coming, right? AJ Hawk will be in attendance, by the way. If you come, you will get a chance to hear Jerry Thornton possibly do 4 minutes of stand-up comedy, and AJ Hawk will also be in attendance. It'll be incredible. Also, other surprise guests.
Well, I do my first show ever with a Greek chorus off to the side with a fucking microphone, just interrupting everything, stepping on every punchline, vaped out of his mind. Do you really interrupt guys' sets?
No. No. But whenever they're done, they don't just have the standard clap walk off. I mean, there's like a clap, thank you, that's my time. And then, boy, there's some follow-up from us, which is me and the audience, you know? Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh, how do I pass this up, AJ? I just don't. I have to be a part of this.
Do it, Jerry, and take the show over. Take it over.
That's going to be
Go
tough,
do
Jerry.
my 3 minutes.
Pat's going to try to alpha you. No. You stay up there, make it weird. Make it really awkward where we don't know. Like some Andy Kaufman type stuff. And just, it's going to be good. Can't wait, Jerry. Please take it over.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible.
I'm gonna
we got some real alpha motherfuckers showing up at that thing.
Hold on, Jerry. I wanted to get to one game before you hit your whatever game you're going towards. How in the hell was the game 12-7? The Cardinals beat the Titans. What happened to Marcus Mariota? Like what happened? He threw 2 picks and completed like 50% of his balls. Like what happened to him? Is he hurt? What's going on?
I don't know. If you get the Titans -3 too, and you think that's a guarantee, that's a bit of a rough thing to scroll over and see out of nowhere. Taking a shit after watching the Colts-Bills game, my lady goes, who'd you bet on in the Tennessee-Arizona game? I said, Tennessee, for sure. Oh, they're losing. 12-7. 12-7? What the fuck's that even mean? Yeah, it's 12-7. Oh, they're really far away. They're not going to score either. Oh, it's over. That's all I heard from that game. So now that I'm hearing Mariota turn it over a couple times, I'm almost happy for my friends on the Cardinals. But God damn it, where was this earlier in the year when you guys still had a chance? This is the Tennessee Titans fighting for a position. That was a lock. That was a fucking lock for me, Jerry.
Right. It's this whole season has been like the curse of being the next really good team. You know what I mean? Like every time someone you say, all right, they're going to make a move. They're going to be up the upper echelon. This is going to be like a Final Four team. They just pissed down their legs. I mean, it was Philly last week, but now, well, they've got other issues here. But, you know, the Rams had a chance to become that team at home. They lose that. And Tennessee is just going to be the team of tomorrow forever.
They're still 8-5. They still have a chance. But going to Philly, did you see Carson? They said he probably has an ACL tear.
Right. ACL tear, right. And, by the way, after
the Philly fans, like, they don't deserve that. This was their year. We have a kid that works here from Philadelphia, Booze. I don't know what he's normally like, but boy, he's riding fucking high this year with Carson Wentz at the hook. They got these Carson Wentz bandwagon shirts that they're all wearing. The entire city was praising Carson Christ there for fucking months and months and months. And, oh, no, here we are, Foles. Okay. Here we go, back at it, Philadelphia.
And they had shown up in L.A. en masse for that game, too. Like, they traveled to this one to the point where Fox put out an ad. I don't know if you saw this. They were looking for Rams fans that they could, like, talk. It was basically like a casting call. Like, we're looking for people in Los Angeles who give a tuppenny fuck about the Rams and couldn't find them because the city was just loaded. Like, Uber said all their calls were coming in from people from out of town, from Philly, and they go out there for that. And Wentz, by the way, after he got hurt, completes the set of downs and gets a touchdown out of the thing. So if his season ended, it died a hero. And now here's my question. Can he still get the MVP? Because he was basically a lock.
All right, let me rewind real quick, though. Super grit. Continuing after tearing your ACL, throwing a touchdown afterwards. Incredible grit. Let's go back to Fox hiring actors, okay? And let's think about how genius of a move this is. You got all them fucking mattresses out there, okay? Models, actresses, actors, models, all them thing. You got all of them out there, okay? They're everywhere. You say, hey, listen, come for free, potential to get exposure. When number 18 catches the ball, you have a couple lines. When 18 catches the ball, you chant, Coop, okay? Every time he gets the ball, he does that. Anytime the defense tackles somebody on their team, you clap or cheer. These are your lines. You clap or cheer, and that is it. And you could start creating traditions like this. You got all these actors. Now you're bringing the town together. Los Angeles all of a sudden starts to like the Rams because you're not only showcasing a team, now you're giving people jobs, you know, $5 a game maybe. Come chant Coop and cheer for Aaron Donald. Do this. This is a good idea by the LA Rams. I just want people to know that I am on the team of LA Rams not having fans paying people to be their fans.
They didn't give them tickets to go to the game, though. It was because they did like their version of College Game Day from the set to make it a big game. And so they wanted to make sure they had a good rowdy crowd behind the set. That's what it was for.
Right. Right, and when you think about these actors and actresses and what they've done to get work in the past, like watching Harvey Weinstein, rub one out into a potted plant, or letting Kevin Spacey grope your yam bag or whatever, like that's probably a pretty good acting gig to just say, I have to pretend like I care about Jared Goff. All right, I can. What's my motivation on this? Sean McVay's doing a great job. Okay, I can pull that off.
Oh, Sean McVay is doing a great job. I think Carson Wentz has to win. him or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers should win the MVP maybe because they could have won a Super Bowl and now they're almost losing to the Browns. I mean, it's just like Aaron Rodgers is a whole different animal. Plus, you look at Deshaun Watson. There's another MVP candidate potentially. Houston Texans were up and running. He disappears. They're gone. Tom Savage was dead today, by the way. Came back on the field. And now Carson Wentz, the same fucking shit's going to happen. I mean, all the MVPs are the dudes that disappear and their teams go to nothing because that's like trues how most valuable you are. I mean, granted, Tom Brady is incredible. He is very valuable. But these teams that go to complete shitbag city after fucking one guy gets hurt, I think that should be looked at. Like Peyton Manning, the year we were 2-14, I think he should have got a little bit of a look. I'm like, man, we're potentially one of the worst football teams in the history of the NFL right now. If Peyton was here, we'd probably be a fucking AFC favorite at some point.
Am I nuts if I think that the Philly's not dead with Carson Wentz? I mean,
Foles looks good.
Made a grown-up throw on 3rd and 10 when they could have just played it safe and just went for the punt and relied on their defense or whatever. He had, was it Nelson Aguilar, right? Like, he needed 10. He got 10 and a half, and it was just a huge throw. And I'm like, as backups go, I think he's among the best. Am I crazy?
Having a good backup's great. When Matt Hasselbeck used to come in for us, it was gigantic. And Nick Foles didn't look bad today. He took a couple hits, too, and he stood in there. Hopefully he does well. Wasn't he a great quarterback at one point? He was like the guy at one point in Philly, right? And then Carson Wentz came in, and it just became his show. Maybe Peterson is such a good coach, which is obvious what he's done with Wentz. And they got Frank, what's his name? Frank Reich?
Wait, Frank? Is it Frank Reich, the guy that...
As a coach or what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, Frank. I think
okay. I thought you meant like a backup quarterback. Isn't he?
Him too.
Coming out with like a walker with tennis balls.
The Buffalo Bills backup quarterback right there. Yep, him. He was a coach at the Colts. He was my quarterback coach, by the way, whenever I was a rookie, because I was the 3rd string quarterback. So Frank used to put me through some drills. Handoff drills. It's like you're dealing cards. Okay, when you check 1 to 2 to 3, go ahead and keep your head high. Keep it high. Keep it on a board. Okay, sounds good, Frank. Thank you. And he's an incredible coach. He's done well everywhere he's gone, and he kind of gets looked over a bit. But I think he's a good quarterback coach. Is that his name? Anybody doing research in the back? Frank Reich? Is that his name? I think it is. I think his name's Frank Reich.
Frank Reich was a quarterback. I wasn't sure he's the coach, but they're not dead, Jerry. Foles.
Yeah, Foles is good.
He's been a starter in the league, and especially with the team around him that he has, they're going to put him in position to make plays, and he can do it. He has the physical skills, and when you have that great of a team around you, their defense is really good. No, they're definitely not dead. Obviously, the odds go drastically down if they for them to win it all, I think. But still, I definitely don't think they're dead. They have a great team around him, and he's shown signs of being a really good quarterback over his time. So as far as having to put your backup in for a contender, I think they're in as good a shape as anybody.
Well, another backup that has his team maybe right now is the number 1 team in that conference is Minnesota. Lost today because Cam Newton is a physical freak. Mm-hmm. But, Case Keenum, 280 yards and 2 touchdowns, but a couple of picks. But, I mean, there's a team that should have been dead early on in the season and found a guy as a backup. But, Cam Newton, after having that game in the bag and then losing the lead, and then he runs off I don't know if you saw that 61-yard run that he pulled off. It was frigging sick. Like, not just out running people, but slipping tackles. And I forget who it was that had him
I don't think I could run
up.
61 yards right now. I don't think I could run complete. I don't think I could complete 61 yards right now.
Well, to be fair, I mean, you and Cam, when I see Cam, I definitely if I saw you two standing next to each other, it'd be tough to pick who's who. We've said on here, isn't Cam is probably the most physically gifted quarterback that's ever been in the NFL.
Maybe human on planet.
Yeah.
Maybe the most physically gifted human on the planet.
And think of Cam, and now Julius Peppers is back on the Panthers, and he has like 6 or 7, 8 sacks. Think if you put those two guys together. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Imagine 2-on-2 against them in anything. That's why whenever people say, like, our soccer team could be much better, and I was always on team like, nah, I don't think so. Because we still have guys that play their entire life, and they're like, yeah, but imagine if, like, blah, blah, blah played and blah. Imagine if Julius Peppers and fucking Cam Newton dedicated their entire life to soccer. just in their entire life. We would win by 4,000. There would not be a single goal scored against us. Like, Tim Howard is a freak, okay? I got a chance to shoot him. He's got good thighs. Not shoot him. I didn't shoot him. I shot soccer balls with him, and I played goalie with him, thanks to SeatGeek. Shout out. No free ads, but they give me a lot of money, so there's a free ad for them. But, like, imagine one of those motherfuckers playing goalie. Like, what are you talking about? We would just kill everybody. We wouldn't have this bullshit not in the World Cup, I don't think, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Throw Larry Fitzgerald in there, and then LeBron James and
Russell Westbrook.
Kyrie Irving.
Russell Westbrook, he would run through somebody.
Larry Bird, any of them can play.
Yep. Larry Bird's like 57 years old.
Don't you ever say Larry Bird can't do that, okay? The hick from French Lick would show up and show the fuck out. I want to let you know that.
Throw Rob Gronkowski on there.
I don't think so. Like, I don't think the Clydesdale Ninja.
Exactly. Are we trying to find the biggest team in the world to play soccer? We need a couple burners. I mean, Odell Beckham is a soccer player, right?
Yeah, I watched him kick a fucking 45-yard field goal right in front of me at the pro. Like, I filmed him doing it. He actually took my ball out of my hand and did it. And I was like, well, this guy's such a better athlete than I'll ever be in my entire life. I'm at the Pro Bowl. I think I should just go ahead and maybe kill myself. And it was just one of those moments that Odell Beckham did. Imagine Odell, Brandon Marshall out there. Oh, we would crush. Why have I always thought, no way? Imagine little David Beckham, like, hey, I'm trying to score a tree here. Like, fucking just accidentally running into fucking Julius Peppers playing center mid. Hey, that points. Oh, shit. Hey, it's a whole new ball game here.
And yet, and while I agree, I will drop to my knees and thank my creator that we have football for these guys to play instead of soccer. Instead of waiting every 4 years to win some friggin' cup against the rest of the world that I would
Suck
never
God's
care about.
dick for that one.
Yeah,
most popular sport in the world, Jerry. Watch your mouth.
Exactly. I don't want America to do well in that because it matters more to other people. Like months before we lost to Costa Rica, I took a vacation down to Costa Rica.
Excuse me, what? Custer?
I said
the general?
No, I said Costa Rica.
What?
What?
Well, the United States lost to Costa Rica.
Okay,
is it,
Jared.
Never
do
heard
you
of
even
it.
say Costa Rica? Like,
okay,
is that
like
it's an O.
English
It is
language?
an O, Jer.
Yeah,
It's not a U.
If you said
you know what?
Costa Rica,
That's it. I will not sit here and be made sport of for my pronunciation of foreign lands. Like, are you one of those people who says it with an accent, like France or? Just like, are you one of those people, like one of those reporters who all of a sudden will say like a Hispanic name and just say, and that was Rodriguez.
Alejandro Villanueva dropped that shit on Sunday Night Football. He did his intro and he goes, Alejandro Villanueva. And I was like, holy fuck, roll that tongue, cuzzo.
I say, I was in Costa Rica.
So is it
like cost, like things cost things.
So
like,
is America the greatest country? Well, yeah, my bad. That's a completely bad one. That is horrible. I'm sorry. Cut that, Phipps.
What just happened? What did you just do?
I blacked out.
I don't know.
I blacked out. I gotta go.
Anyway, my point being that the people of Costa Rica, like it mattered to them.
Oh, you just said it right, I think.
I know, but I'm not going to talk like that. I'm going to talk American. But I was happy for them.
I don't think America says it that way.
Because it mattered to them in ways that it doesn't to me. If America won the next 8 World Cups in a row, it would barely register a fist pump to me. But when Germany beat Brazil, it was a huge, hairy deal to both countries.
We're not talking about rolling R's here, Jared. We're talking about pronouncing an O as a U.
I pronounce like Costa, like you. That's
Costa, you go to Costa Mesa.
You know what? I'm
just trying to figure it out, Jared. I'm not trying to be hard on you. I mean, I obviously.
You're making fun of me for being an asshole. That's from my thick accent.
Is that a asshole thing? I didn't know. O's or U's? Is that what it is? I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't even hear myself. Last week,
guys, I can't wait to get up to Boston. Boston, Massachusetts.
Affleck do it.
Home of the Boston Red Sox.
I think I actually said pissa about something last week.
It was amazing.
Sometimes I forget. I get comfortable talking to you, Kat, so I feel like I'm at the Weymouth Knights of Columbus with the guys I grew up with.
I've never
Going
heard
back-
Costa Rica pronounced that way, but I enjoyed the conversation that just happened by you two. But the fact that you don't think you would get excited about America beating every other country on earth at something is very upsetting to me. I get behind that goddamn gymnastic. I'll get behind the speed walkers at the Olympics if they're Americans beating the motherfucking other countries. I'm all in on it. And the fact that we're not in the World Cup is very upsetting because in our country right now, it would be a great moment to be a whole fuck everybody else moment. It would be great. But our soccer team just couldn't pull it together because we can't fucking win.
They never will.
Right.
Do
Because
you not
they're
remember
gonna
when
get
we beat the Ghana? It was Ghana, I think.
It doesn't matter because the best athletes are not going to play soccer from a young age. You said it, Pat. They're not. This guy's a stud athlete. He's going to concentrate on soccer and nothing else. That's not going to happen in America.
AJ, I believe Pat just called it Ghana, as in gonorrhea, as opposed to Ghana. So feel free to jump on him.
You said the same thing both times there, Jer.
Just for future reference.
He said Ghana, it's Ghana.
Huh?
Is it not? Yeah.
Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah, he said it. Ghana.
Ghana.
It's Ghana.
Yeah, we're all saying the same thing here.
No, it's with a soft A, not an O.
We are all now
very
dumb.
different pronunciations.
This is getting weird.
I love that.
Everything was fine until you jumped in with your perfect non-regional dialect from
Absolutely
Ohio.
not.
Your perfect diction. You're a professional broadcaster.
Obviously, Jerry, I threw the country in there thinking, and I'd made just an asinine comment after you because we're all now dumber for listening to you say Costa Rica, but Pat was jumping in at the same time as me when you said it.
I was very confused by the country you were pronouncing. I did not. I thought it was just you made a mistake, but you had so much confidence with it. I never heard it pronounced that way. I got some friends from Boston.
I got one for you, Jerry. So I went down to there's a little island in the Caribbean area called Turks and Caicos. Do you go to Turks and Caicos?
No, it's Turks. It's
Okay.
got a U. Got a U.
Figure it out. I got to figure it out. O's or U's, U's or O's. I don't know.
Right. Like the first name of that country is the guy who tells you the coach wants to see you in his office. Bring the playbook, right? The Turk.
Oh, yeah. That's like a 1974 reference. They don't say that anymore.
What happened?
I mean, I think that's from that was from
the guy who
back in the day, Hard Knocks. Oh, the Turk. He's coming to. We need your playbook. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how nice of a life AJ's living. By the way, you just go to Turks and Caicos, bro, out of nowhere. Wow.
So they gave you a gift bag. We got the gift bag, and it had like a 3-night stay for Turks and Caicos in some little private island there. And I think I was literally, my wife and I, the only people that took them up on it. And we're like, yep, we're going. And we went. And they try to it's like a timeshare deal where they drive you around the island and try to get you to buy, hey, look, this lot right here is only $16 million before you build a $40 million house because it's impossible to get supplies here. And we're like, oh, yeah, this sounds great. Yeah, we might. Yeah, we'll get back to you. And we just spent our free 3 days down there.
You got together because you won an ESPY?
Not at all, because I attended the ESPYs.
I attended the ESPYs. I didn't get shit. I just got an awkward moment after Drake said all white people were racist.
You were blacked out and vaped out of your mind, so you forgot your gift bag.
I can't believe the SB sent you down there, but then still made you do the sales pitch on a timeshare.
Well, I'll take it. Are you kidding me? I'll take a golf cart ride around the island for a free 3-day stay in some sweet house on the thing with an outdoor shower, which was amazing.
Oh, wow. We get it. You and your wife had sex down there. Okay, we get it. All right. Way to go, AJ.
I didn't say anything about that.
You say outdoor shower. We get it.
I can't. I take showers by myself outdoors, Pat.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Chopper doesn't listen to the podcast, right?
How about Pistol?
'Cause I don't need to reference like you guys having mommy-daddy time.
He encourages that talk. Trust me. He has no problem.
What just happened? Which one's Chopper? Your dad or her dad?
Her dad.
And Chopper encourages. Yeah, you guys got 47 kids over there. Chopper's probably fucking mowing the lawn right now. He's taking care. Why are you guys going to stop? How many kids are you going to create, AJ?
No, we're probably done.
Probably. That means
I think we're done.
I think that you should get maybe 3 more. 3 more kids.
More?
Yeah.
Well, we had another baby. My buddy Matt Flynn and his wife, they brought their little 6-week-old baby and stayed with us this weekend. So we had a bunch of little kids around the house, a bunch of crying.
Yeah, being around it.
You would have lost it, Pat, today. It was great. Just a lot of a lot of kids needing things, and I
just fucking hate them.
We're just running the show, Pat. You would have loved it. It would have been awesome to watch you just freak out with all too many people coming at me. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I just wouldn't care if it was kids, though. To be honest, if they're not mine, I feel like that's a you problem. So I
agree. Believe me, I'm with you.
Being around somebody else's 6-week-old is the most effective form of birth control on the planet.
Well, let me send my girl. Where is a 6-month-old? A 6-month-old? You said?
Week.
6 week. I need to. You know them babies they give you in high school. You know, like those like fake babies that you got to take around.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get one for my my lady. I need to get her one. We just got a new kitten. You know that? I just got a new kitten because, I got another kitten. Yeah, his name's Sebastian. Thank you. Call him Seabass for short. Yeah, little cat.
How many do you have?
3 cats. Thank you very much.
3 cats. Okay.
No. Oh, God, no.
What's that, AJ?
3 indoor cats?
Oh, yeah. Sebastian sleeps in between my legs. Little Seabass. He's about 2 months old.
Licks that hemorrhoid?
We'll edit that out.
All right.
Think about it, Phipps.
Pat, you know what? You're a grown-ass man. You don't need me to question your life decisions, but that 3rd cat to me is a warning sign.
Have you ever had a cat?
When I was little.
Greatest animals on earth. I don't know why they have gotten such a bad rap for all these years. I don't understand it. These animals are the most gangster animals in the history of Earth. I love them. I absolutely love them.
Because they don't love you back. That's why. Because a dog will stay with its dead owner until somebody arrives, but a cat will give you 24 hours before it will eat you.
It's got shit to do. Yeah, wouldn't you do that? I mean, it's got shit to do. It's got a life it's got to live, too. I mean, that's why I think I respect it even more for what you just said right there.
But the 3rd cat, man, I'm a big believer that the 1st cat is a pet, the 2nd cat is a companion for the 1st cat, and the 3rd cat talks to you, like speaks English, and you knit sweaters for it, and you think it's a person. Like my mother-in-law has always capped it at a 2-cat limit, and if she ever gets the 3rd one, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of there because I think now she's a crazy cat lady. And now AJ and I share a show with a crazy cat lady guy.
And I love these little motherfuckers, too. I want to let that be known. I'm a big fan of these little cats. I'm a big fan of them.
Do they like you back, though?
Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, the one, though. The one does not. 2 out of the 3 like me. The female one, her name is Nova. She was found in a Steak and Shake parking lot, hopped into my lady's car. Okay, it was living in the dumpster, they said. Like she goes to order at Steak and Shake. This cat hops into car. Okay, she goes through window. The cat is in the car, and the people at Steak and Shake go, "Is that the cat from the dumpster?" And my lady goes, "I don't know. It just jumped in there." Like, yeah, that cat's been living there for like a month or 2. That's Nova. She is a fucking savage. She will eat your sandwich right out of your fucking hand. That's because she's been in the streets, you know? She's been in a fucking dumpster. She will fucking go in. That girl, she does not fucks with anybody. You maybe do a little catnip sound, she'll come running, you know, because she's a fiend. Like all the cats are fiends for catnip. But Nova ain't fucking with anybody. Teddy is Garfield. He's a fat motherfucker. He's got 10 toes and he scratches. He's just a fat motherfucker, that guy. And you would love him. He lays on his back, sprawled out, just like fucking, just doesn't give a single fuck about anything, but he'll come lay on top of you when he wants to be rubbed. And this new one, this little kitten named Sebastian, he's fearless, almost killed himself the other day, taking a leap off of the top of this fucking cat jungle gym we have that's about 8 foot tall. Sebastian climbed his way up to the top and one fucking superfly snook off the top, thought he was a dead cat, thought we had a dead cat, but he survived. He will survive. Hey,
now, how's the special needs dog feel?
He's gone.
This? I feel like they're bullying it. Oh,
gone.
No kidding.
He's gone. He went back to the person that bought that dog originally that I bought the off of. If that makes sense. That
so
dog,
you got like a lemon law for pets in Indiana? Like,
well,
just say this dog is defective. It's
the original person who bought it at an auction for a lot of money. Her husband found out about her buying it, was not happy about it. I am friends with husband. My lady is friends with wife. There was a large situation about to happen, so we just bought the dog off of them just to save a whole situation that was about to go down. Okay?
Oh, they break up?
No, they're married. They've been together a long time, but it was definitely going to be a bit of a beef because of how much money this dog was. So I bought the dog because I wanted a Westminster dog. I wanted to go to the fucking dog show. This dog was supposed to be royalty, this dog. And he turned out to be the absolute worst, so I just gave it back to the rightful owner for free. So I said, here, you take it. I'll take the debt that I just took because this dumb motherfucker kid doesn't even know his name. I can't win no dog show with him. So I just gave it back. But the other dog, Valerie, who's a pit bull, half pit, half Shar-Pei, I love that fucking dog. I love that. That's the first dog I ever truly loved. So I got 3 cats I love, 2 cats that love me, and a dog that love me now. And it's a good world. We got a good world.
You know, I don't have pets. Haven't had pets for the longest time, and it's hearing these stories makes me glad I don't have pets. Like, you know, you don't have kids, and then you think about like a 6-week-old being in your house, and you go, that's great why I don't have kids. Stories like this make me glad I don't have pets.
You should get a cat.
You know what? My wife, she's allergic, and that's my out.
Oh, there's a
but if I
bald
did,
one.
I'd have a dog, and because a dog will love me. Dogs are
Not
the
true.
world's greatest.
I had a
animal.
dog that was very expensive that just shit all over my house. That thing didn't love me at all. I got these cats that will shit in the bathroom. They'll shit in the toilet.
Oh, believe me, I'd give the dog like the dog version of a Wonderlick before I'd take him into the house. I'd like scout this thing. I'd know all his moves. I wouldn't just take it on the word of some owner. Like I don't want a special needs dog. I don't want something that's eating stuff and crapping everywhere.
Mine came from Majestic Manor. That was the name of the place. They specialize in perfect dogs. That's what their website said. Yeah, bad dog.
Yeah, you got to check the Yelp reviews on that next purchase. We might have a new superstar in football, to circle back to this. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2-0, and played his ass off today. Threw a pick, but 334 yards. And this guy who came out of Eastern Illinois and has been a backup for 3 seasons is probably going to be the highest paid player in football next year.
You think?
Well,
No.
I think because his contract's up.
Yeah,
his
but
rookie deal is up. They'll franchise him probably. Like, if I'm his agent, I'm gonna let them franchise him and start cashing in because he's made next to nothing his whole career. And you know how it is, AJ. If you're perceived as the next big quarterback, whether you've proved it or not, you're gonna get that deal.
You're right. So that makes me think. And I think Jimmy is the next for the Niners. They found their guy. They should obviously move forward with him, and they definitely love the guy. It just made me think of something. So I don't wish ill upon anybody, but what if something happened to Tom Brady? How distraught will Patriots fans be that they let Jimmy go?
Oh, it would be soul crushing for sure. But at the same time, you had to sit there and say the only way they can move from Brady to Garoppolo is to do it now, because there's no second way to keep him around. Like, you can't franchise him to be the backup. You know, it was just kind of timing where they got this guy, they took a flyer on him, they developed him, but it's not the right time to move off of Brady, if you know what I'm saying.
Jacoby, Jimmy, and Tom Brady are 3 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and they all come from the Patriot camp, and they're all going to seem to be good. Like, I think Jacoby Brissett's going to be really good. I like the way he plays football. I think Garoppolo is going to dominate in San Francisco, especially with how attractive he is. Are you fucking kidding me? They're going to the 49ers are going to get back into prominence. You know how many national TV games they're going to get? Jimmy is going to crush. And Tom Brady, I think he's going to play forever. So I don't think there's any issue about something happened to Tom. I just don't believe it.
And that goes, all of those quarterbacks playing well, that goes to how great of a coach Josh McDaniels is. Belichick is a great coach. He's a defensive-minded guy. McDaniels is a dude developing these quarterbacks, coaching them up. So, bam, like we said before, pay that dude $10 million to be your offensive coordinator.
Yep, and that's a guy that, I mean, a system that started with Charlie Weiss, and then it went through McDaniels, and then to Bill O'Brien for a while, and then back to McDaniels. And, I mean, right now there are 6 quarterbacks in the NFL that came into the league from the Patriots, because Ryan Mallett's still around. Matt Castle is 35 years old. He's going to play until he's 40 probably. You know, that kind of Matt Hasselbeck type career. And then you still got Brian Hoyer backing up the Pats. So, yeah, it's just they have this way of plugging guys in and making them into at least viable,
I think it's all from their
professional
scouting.
quarterbacks.
I think it's all from the scouting. I think they know what type of guy they're getting whenever they show up. Ryan Mallett's still in the league, right? He was up there for a little bit. I mean, I feel like
Tennessee.
I feel like they scout. I feel like they know what they're looking for, and I feel like they get. And that's why I think the Patriots are so fucking good from top to bottom. They're incredible. The scouting is incredible. The strategy is incredible, and Josh McDaniels can learn them up with Tom Brady in a fantastic fashion. I mean, that dynasty is an interesting one. Like, what are people going to say in 10 years about what the Patriots were? Like, is Tom Brady still going to be playing? Who the fuck knows? But it's an incredible run here. It's something that I don't even know how people are going to truly understand it later in life. I don't know how they're going to get it.
Well, because, I mean, AJ, you know firsthand, and Pat, you know, you've been to a Super Bowl, so you know what it's like to be a team that gets to the top and then staying there is damn near impossible in this league. You know, it's just the way people want to get paid and coordinators go get head coaching jobs or whatever. And this is going to shock you, but I catch a lot of flack for being a Patriots homer. But all I'm trying to do is
I see a lot of tweets about that. I see a lot of people that are like, oh, I bet Jerry just sucks the dick of the Patriots the entire show. Like, you don't have, like, there's people give you zero amount of wiggle room with that, I guess. I haven't even noticed that, to be honest with you.
Well, I go out of my way not to, just because I like the whole big picture of the NFL, but there's no way, as a guy who grew up when the Patriots were the laughing stocks of the world and their home games were blacked out because they weren't selling out, they were threatening to move all the time, that I'm not going to appreciate this. But I'm just also being objective to just say they're incredible. What they're doing is phenomenal and virtually impossible under the rules that the league functions under. I mean, Chandler Jones right now is tearing it up in Arizona. They love him. He cashed in big time. He's ready to set the franchise record for sacks, and he's considered like a leader. The Patriots traded him for a failed guard and a couple of, just throw-in draft picks.
What was that? Remember, he had a weird. Was he arrested, or there was a video that came out? Did he call the cops on himself? What was that?
No, all right. It was they had a bye week in the playoffs in January of 2015, and he showed up at the police station in Foxborough
tripping.
Right, in shorts, no shirt, and no shoes, and he had a bad reaction, and we think it was to spice, which is
that sounds like a bath salts thing to me, really.
Well, everybody knows his brother John Jones is the greatest MMA fighter of all time, maybe, and just can't get out of his own way and keeps testing positive.
Yep, exactly. And I did his brother from the Ravens get popped for something? It might have been intoxication.
No, Art was with us.
Wasn't anything huge, but
Art Jones was with the Colts for a long time. He got hurt with us early and never really played at all. Nice guy, but that Jones family is a talented and incredibly athletic one.
Yep. Well, the Patriots get rid of him, and people are like mildly shocked by it, but they plug in Chris Long, who told his agent, like, I will play, he literally told his agent, I'll play for $5, just get me to New England. So that's what they've become, that the San Antonio Spurs of football. Like, they just have this turnover, but the coach is, always has that one superstar in Brady that he can rely on. And, believe me, I'm not going to let this moment pass without cracking open the bone and sucking out the marrow, because it's phenomenal. Like, right now, they're the top of the NFL power rankings. It's crazy to say.
Hey, Pat, so if you've been following Barstool Sports for a while, I'm sure certain events stick out in your mind. Everyone has their personal favorite moments, and there's probably not that much overlap among them due to the pure volume of content put out over the years.
Pure volume.
Woo! On everyone's list. It's on there because it's like nothing anyone has ever seen before. This event is, of course, the Rough and Rowdy. So this Friday, December 15th, step back into the ring with the natives of West Virginia as they settle ruthless personal feuds, slight disagreements, or just want to prove that they're the best brawler in the backwoods. Pat, and we know Jerry grew up doing this, actually, I heard.
Yep.
So remember the thrill you got from a fight back when you were a kid, Jerry, when the kids used to roll up on you in your little bikes back in 57 and call you a punk? Take that, put it in front of thousands of rednecks thirsty for blood, and lace up the gloves for the most unique production that'll ever grace your screen.
Ever. And guess what?
This is all commentated by El Prez, Mr. David Portnoy himself. I think he is going to be amazing. He is the Al Michaels of rough and rowdy fighting commentating.
Electric factory is what they call that, AJ. He is an electric factory whenever he's judging the ring girls, when he's judging the rough and rowdy fighting, when he's judging the community he's in, whenever he's judging two of his employees in Tex and Hank battling on Friday, December 15th. We're talking about vendettas getting settled and squashed in the middle of a ring in the middle of West Virginia, in the middle of a bunch of drunk hillbillies. It's going to be the fight of all fights, and make sure you download Rough and Rowdy from the link that is provided on my Twitter or my Instagram or my website, because we do get a portion of the downloads from my particular link. So every link you see tweeted out from a Barstool person, that link creates revenue. There's a Barstool Heartland one, which is the one that I put out. Download from that one. Download from that one. It's going to be the best night of television.
Pat's on the Heartland one, but Pat, guess what? How much is it? Is it like $100 like it was to watch Connor and everybody? Nope. Think about it, Pat. It is only $9.99. 1/10 of the price of the biggest fights in the world, but 10 times more exciting. You don't want to miss this one. And guess what? Order soon, because if you buy the day of, it's going to be $14.99. No one wants to pay that extra money, Patrick. So get it early.
Yeah,
right?
You don't want to pay that extra $5. Why would you do that? It's not worth it. Buy. Watch a potential hillbilly potentially die out there. That's what it's all about. It ain't like ESPN fights too when they're laying up on top of each other. It's not like the UFC whenever you think it's a little bit boring down when they're laying down. We're talking about two people who have no idea what they're doing, swinging haymakers at each other right in the middle of a bunch of drunk folks. Let's go. Rough and Rowdy Friday, December 15th.
And I can't stress enough to click the link on my Twitter account because I need the money way more than Pat does.
Well,
yes.
Pat, you're a millionaire athlete with a studio and a wrestling ring.
Yeah, somebody's got to pay for these lights, though, Jerry. Somebody's got to pay for these lights, Jerry.
Don't go to my account because I will not be tweeting it out, so don't worry about that. Go to Pat or Jerry's one. Or you can go to roughandrowdybrawl.com, and that is spelled ROUGHN ROWDYBRAWL.com. And for Jerry's generation, www.roughandrowdybrawl.com.
My mother once said to me, "What's the internet?" I was like, "Oh God!" Like, how do I?
They show that clip. They show that clip.
To know.
They show that clip on CNN of like the Today Show saying, "What is it? Email? What is the internet exactly?" It's like I think it was Matt Lauer. I mean, who knows what he was up to? He was happy when he found the internet, by the way. Matt Lauer, when they told Matt Lauer what the fuck the internet was, he was jacked up about it. He was like, I need a button now under my desk. Amazon, bing, bang, boom.
How many sites do you think he went to before he said, is there porn? Like, can I look at porn? I'm guessing one. I'm guessing that was his first thing, was just get on Prodigy and just type the word porn in, because Google wasn't a thing then.
It makes me wonder the older generation, like your generation, has to be very upset about the whole streaming of porn thing while these young men are figuring themselves out these days. You know, that has to be pretty disappointing because those magazines are probably pretty dope, but they stick together. Sometimes they get ripped. You get a little semen on old girl's face there. You can't even see the page anymore. Nowadays, kids just go ahead and scroll to the right, and they got a brand new video of somebody getting plowed or poked or anything like that. It's just, that's going to be upsetting to the older generation. Like, we live such a better life than you guys. It was incredible.
If anything, I sort of just feel a little bit bad for the kids that will never experience the mystery of the vag. Like, and by the time you hit 14, you've seen celebrity vag on your phone. And you never had that wondering what it's going to be like. The miracle of it. It's like by the time you've actually experienced it, it's like, oh yeah, I know that. I'm all set. Seen there. I've saw Britney Spears when I was 12 years old. It's not a bit. I've seen upskirts.
Yeah, but you saying watching porn and sex being the real thing is like saying, like, watching a music video is like being at a concert. I just don't know. Like, what do you mean by that? You think the kids watch porn that they don't even, like, they're not even about the allure of having sex anymore?
It's just I feel like for them there's not going to be as much magic to it as there was for the pre-porn days. I'm not jealous of them. I just sort of feel bad. Like, you know, if you found like a Playboy in the woods, cutting through the woods to get to school or whatever, it was like treasure.
Yeah, because some other guy was beating his dick out there in the woods.
Yeah. But you're like, oh, wow.
Jared Fogle was back there just going to town on his taint, right back there in the woods.
Right.
If you would have walked by at that particular time, you could have seen it happening.
Look at this. This is highly airbrushed artificial boobs. Like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. And I just feel like you're never going to experience the true wonder and majesty of it, because it's old hat for you by the time you're 20.
Rough and rowdy,
good
Friday,
for them.
December
Life is
15th.
better. Technology is a pure good. Don't get me wrong. I would never tell people you don't have it as good as we did. It's just, do you appreciate it as much as all?
That's like fulfillment there. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about.
Yeah, that's all. And my congrats to those guys. I will never forget the first time someone pulled out, you know, when they were still calling it a smartphone. I was with these guys in my town. We were taking the kids trick-or-treating, drinking beers, and some guy goes, look, and while his little daughter is like going to someone's house as like a princess or whatever, he's standing on the street showing me a fuck video on his phone. And I was like, wow, okay, well, that's where we're headed with this.
Yeah,
and
just two middle-aged dudes all rocked up while little princesses are trick-or-treating in front of them.
I was just like, I wouldn't be my choice, sir. I don't know this gentleman, but he's a friend of a friend. I don't. This is not how I plan on doing this. But
hey, okay, I got your extra little pumpkin bucket here. It's hanging on my shaft.
And now, Jerry's, you know what?
Next thing you know, Jerry, you're in a cell right next to old Jared.
Minding my own business, AJ. I probably had a flip phone in my pocket, just sitting there drinking beer, watching.
Hey, did you see this Seahawks player try to fight the fans? I love it. I've always said that players don't fight fans enough. I've always said that.
Right. The dude, they kept throwing stuff at him. Like, he's justified to try to go up there, I think.
I've always said players don't fight fans enough. I'm being serious when I say that. I listened to one guy tell Robert Mathis he would beat the shit out of him and he was an idiot. I'm like, I just don't think you're right. Like, I just don't think you're telling the truth here. Like, when you were tailgating out there warming up, like, he was actually stretching to try to hurt people. Like, I just don't know if that's the case.
Think about it. Yeah, so this is the one thing I always thought of, Pat. When you're on the bus and you're going to an away game and you're driving through like the crowd when you get close to the stadium, yeah, everyone's flicking the bus off, going crazy, yelling, sometimes throw stuff at the bus. I always wondered, like, what would happen if all of a sudden in the middle of one of those crowds, the bus just stopped and dudes just started getting off the bus
it'd be going after the awesome. People. It would be – this is ratings. So this is like probably 5-6 years from now. If the NFL keeps going down, they let that happen. They kind of let the team walk through the tunnel almost of like the away fans. Like they do it in college, you know. They have like the walk and whatever. And if away teams want to show up, they can there. Like I think that should start happening because it's awesome. That would be awesome to watch because I enjoy fans that talk shit a lot. I think it builds the atmosphere of the stadium a lot. But I just think sometimes, you know, I think there should be a feeding ground out there. Just like Rough and Rowdy this Friday, December 15th. Go download the link from my social media account or any Barstool Heartland account and watch two people feud it out like the Seahawks player tried to do today with the fans in Jacksonville.
And you know what I'm looking forward to on this, too, is going to be the hysteria, the hand-wringing.
Oh. He's going to have to apologize and how he understands how the fans mean so much.
Remember Ron Artest, which was a long time ago, the Malice in the Palace, like the overreaction to that. It was, this is the end of the world. Athletes today, these millionaires, they're out of control. Like, I sat there the whole time going, I remember in the day when the Bruins once went into the stands at Madison Square Garden, climbed over the glass, pulled a guy's shoe off, and beat him with it.
Yeah, I love that.
And right, it was just entertainment then, but when it happens today, then we have, won't somebody please think of the children? No, it was just two dudes throwing haymakers at each other. There's nothing so horrible about that. It doesn't mean that civilization is crumbling. It's sports.
There's a good story from Steven Jackson about that on the Pat McAfee show. If you go download it now on any or podcast situations. Steven Jackson was the other guy in the fight at the Malice at the Palace. And there's a big, long story about how his brother was killed back in the day. And because he wasn't there, he felt like he wasn't there. So he's like this very loyal teammate almost. And Meta got into a fight, which will be a future guest of the Pat McAfee show in January at some point. He got in a fight with a crowd, and then Steven Jackson felt like obligated to go in there. It's a wild situation there. But if Donald Penn, the Oakland Raiders offensive tackle, almost got in a fight at the beginning of the season with an Oakland Raider fan. Now I didn't like that as much, but I do like opposing teams fighting. That's like a real heel thing, professional wrestling heel. People want to fight you on the way out. I like it. I like it a lot.
On the topic of guys fighting, Pittsburgh Cincy, we haven't talked about that. The mayhem, the friggin' carnage. It looked like the no man's land in World War I last game. Did the officials lose control of that, or is that just how those two teams play? Because it seems like it's every Pittsburgh.
AJ, I have a question for you. If a defense and an offense start getting chippy, which happens, how the refs handle it, is that a big deal for the players, or are you guys going to get chippy regardless?
Yeah, it's going to happen regardless, especially Steelers-Bengals with all the bad blood they have going on. But the refs can definitely take control early and have like quick whistles and get in there. The problem is, as a ref, you got to have some balls to jump in there and stop it before it starts, because you can see guys starting to really, as the whistle's blowing, still push each other. Like, you have to jump in there as a ref, and that's a ballsy move, man. There's a lot of big dudes throwing even if they're shoving a dude in the face mask. If you catch one of those as a ref without a helmet on, that sucks.
I've always said the refs need to take more punches in those skirmishes. We've been talking about that for a long time. The refs need to just throw their faces in there,
Look at hockey. If you watch hockey fights at all on YouTube, the linesmen, they call them, they're everywhere. They're jumping in, getting guys in headlocks, pulling them out of piles, and the players seem to respect them.
I think the refs need to be vastly better for the NFL if they want to have better ratings. These refs not having a clue what's going on and not being able to speak. They are on a solo shot on national TV for 30 to 45 seconds speaking, and they sound as if they're Ben Stein. He's got this monotone bullshit. It's like, bro, what the fuck, man? You do something. I think the refs should be a bit more entertaining. I think they should have somebody who's like the communicator almost for the refs. Like, they're on the field. They're like an extra eye. They have the microphone. Bing, bang, boom. They're almost like no holding. You remember that guy in and one that would drum down the field like behind him? No holding. Ooh, hot sizzle. I think there should be a guy that's a communicator. Like, I think I should be out there. Okay, give me a microphone, give me a little striped shirt, give me the whole costume, the whole get up. You guys tell me what's going on in my earphone. Holding it, okay, sounds good. I'll go, listen, we all saw it. We had a holding, tight end, la la la. Let's get on with this. Or challenge, like as we all just saw on the Jumbotron, you all were wrong, we were right. Let's keep this thing moving. First down. Like, I think there should be a little bit more give and take with the ref. That should be a character in the game because he's already a heel and he doesn't know it. Those refs are heels and they don't even know it. And I think there should be a little give and take with them. I think whenever Ed Hockley speaks and he gives a little, like he has like a personality a little bit and he doesn't sound like soft and weak and intimidated like stand-up comedians. If you go up there intimidated, you're going to get roasted. And that's kind of how these refs sound whenever like, we think it was, my mic, is it on? It's the same thing for the last 10 years, but is it on? Yeah, it's on. I think it's a holding on. Sorry. Like, that's terrible. You're going to get eaten alive by everybody. It shouldn't be like
and that's why the greatest call in NFL history was Ben Dreith. I even remember his name. He said, after the play on sportsmanlike conduct in the pile, he was giving the guy the business like this. First down.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
The guy the business.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Crotchety old guy thing to say. But look, I think Marvin Lewis maybe finally hits the end of the road for him. Because there's a guy, I don't know how he's hung on to the job for 15 years without winning a playoff game, but that team was out of control. Everyone talks about George Iloka at the end. Like, was it Antonio Brown that he hit in the head? Okay. Prior to that, at the end of the half, Pittsburgh was driving, and he played the body on an errant throw by Roethlisberger, so much so that the ball deflected off his shoulder pad. And I said, like, there's a guy who's not even trying to get the interception. He's just worried about hitting a guy, and they ended up getting 3 points and then winning and, a kick at the end. And I go, he's just a coach that can't control his team, but it's also the culture in Cincy because they're always drafting. If there's a guy with I hate to go to the cliche, but character concerns. If he's got red flags in the draft, it's almost a lock that he's going to end up in Cincy, and they've got this team that their coach can't control, the veterans can't control them, and they deserve to suck.
So what do you think? You think they clean house after this year?
I mean, I don't know what it takes for Marvin Lewis to lose his job. Again, he's 0-8, I think, now in the playoffs, but they put up 7 today. I don't think that they're going to, threaten him, be anywhere near the wild card. And if that doesn't get him out of the job, then he's going to hold on to it like the Pope.
Not a bad gig, by the way.
He got displaced. They changed him out.
Pope's not a bad gig. Just for future reference, I am available.
Okay. Good. Noted. Duly noted.
Let them know.
I'm just trying to think if they do background checks, like would the allegedly incident, would that deter you from being a Pope? I don't know. Francis seems like he's got a pretty solid
Jesus
background,
Christ had a 1.0 BAC. People forget that. So I don't think that my little run-in with alcohol is going to be any deter from me possibly becoming Pope in the smoke coming out of that pipe thing and saying my name.
Now that you mention it, that wasn't Gatorade that he was passing around in that Grail at the Last Supper. So
1.0. That's what he's got.
No lie. I once went to a wedding, the worst wedding I've ever been to, where there was no alcohol served because the bride was super religious. Yeah. And again, why is
that guy doing that?
Oh my God, it was awful. Sat there bored out of our minds watching them cut the cake and stuff without anything to drink or whatever. And weddings are bad enough if you're not served enough, but if you're not being served anything, it's miserable. And I'm like, does someone want to tell her that was wine in the Bible? Like,
one of my lowest moments was almost getting kicked out of my buddy's wedding because it wasn't an open bar and we snuck a couple bottles in, like underneath our jackets, and the place caught us. And I was in the NFL at this moment, and it was a very weird, it was a weird situation for everybody.
How'd they catch you?
Because a dickhead next to me, we had it underneath the table because they had the full, table length curtains thing, so you couldn't see under there. We had a full office under there. We had a full bar hopping off under there, and my one buddy got drunk and banged one off the other one while he was serving drinks under there, and they all stopped the party almost, and it was McAfee's table is how it was referred to as. So it was an awkward situation. I got yelled at by the fucking bride's family. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare situation. It was all because I didn't want to buy a fucking $4 Bud Light, dilly. I'd rather just bring in a bunch. Get off my dick.
$4 at a wedding venue. That's
what I said.
That's a bargain. Most of them cost more than the Rough and Rowdy.
By the way, Friday, December 15th, Rough and Rowdy Hillbillies will be battling.
Jerry Thornton's website.
Order from Barstool Heartlands. Thank you. Or AJ Hawk's link.
Yeah, just check. Yeah, I'll put it up.
What is the shirt?
What
is the shirt?
It's a Native American warrior. I respect my heritage.
Are you Native?
Nope. And respect people that were here before me, though.
Is it anyone in particular? Because it's a badass shirt.
How about they're all awesome. This guy has no name. He represents everybody. I have a bunch of them. This is a Native American. I have a chimp. I have got a horse. I have all kind of animals. Yeah. And I make them. I cut them into 3/4.
Oh, I can't wait. I knew there was some pub coming. What business is this? Is this one of your?
No. I like them. My uncle-in-law wears tank tops with all these different animals on them, and he's dead serious. So I ordered 7 of them, and I wear them anytime he comes to town.
Such a dick. Hey, Jerry, did you see this fucking centaur photo AJ sent me?
He showed it to me before. Yeah, he showed it to me before he gave it to you.
Yeah, Pat, I
the greatest thing ever. And I go,
Jerry a picture before.
It's got to be our T-shirt, man. It's got to be Laces Out needs to start getting into the merch business, and that's got to be it.
It's absurd, dude.
Freaking phenomenal.
I got fucking Brady Quinn's upper body up in this mother. You see 8 abs on my motherfucking ass right here. Well, the goddamn horse is a lower body. Okay, hanging. And then mugshot photo up there. This dude was good. This little painter was talented, though. He didn't paint the whole thing, though. He did some paper mache shit on a lot of it, but his design was incredible.
Yeah, he painted the centaur and you, but the background.
I love that he got commissioned by AJ, like Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel.
Hey, Jerry, this dude I've probably commissioned him for 12 to 15 paintings over the last 6 years.
I'm going to get into it. I don't know how much you paid for this, but this is a genius gift idea right here. He makes a PNG of the painting, basically, and then just puts paper mache in the background. It's incredible. This is an incredible fucking gift. The card came with it, too, by the way. It said Colt Strong, hashtag Colt Strong on there, which was pretty classic. I mean, it was just a good card from AJ. Nice guy.
Well, look, we've got a couple games we haven't talked about, and just to do kind of rapid fire here because we're getting long. The Cleveland Browns are going to go 0-16, right? This was their chance. You're up. Yes, you're on the road at Green Bay, but you're up 21-7 after 3.
They were at home.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it at Cleveland? My bad. But that was their shot. And Josh Gordon, who he not only balled out and made a catch in heavy traffic, but huge move by him putting on the sunglasses.
Absolutely.
Afterwards.
In Cleveland. There ain't no sun in these months in Cleveland. That was awesome. That dude used to get fucking lit for games, bro. Since high school, he's been doing that, and he was incredible. And the game is, I'm happy the game has him back. What an incredible talent! Imagine he played soccer. Imagine he would go back to that story. Imagine he fucking played soccer. He was like the NFL Rookie of the Year almost, and he was drunk every fucking game. That's absurd. I'm happy he came back, put on the sunglasses, walked it off. But damn, the Browns are in a bad spot. Their Browns are Browns and harder than the Browns in recent history. I don't think they're going to win. I don't know.
Jerry,
this was their chance.
Jerry, they have a big Christmas Eve matchup with the Bears. That may at Chicago. That may be the chance.
I know what? I don't want to see them go 0-16. There's just something
Does it
about
really
having
matter,
just
though?
that
Does it
one.
really matter? 0-16, 1-15, does it?
Their fans are expecting 0-16, I think. I think their fans now are there for, like, the irony of it. Like, the Dog Pound is a very loyal group of people. But, boy, I think they are expecting the worst, too. It's like they know what's going to happen almost. It's like they know.
Yep. And in the meantime, Hundley's turning himself into a viable NFL starter, I think. Like, how about this? They win in overtime, and A-Rod's career record, I believe, in overtime is 1-7, including playoffs. And there's Hundley's just matched them in overtime wins. I don't know what I read into that, but I like seeing Rodgers on the sideline. Future Barstool Heartland guest.
Jerry.
So wait.
I don't do this often. Normally this is AJ's job. But what you just did there was one of the most outrageous things I've ever seen in my entire life. You found one stat, and then you tried to compare Brett Hundley to Aaron Rodgers. That is unfair to both Aaron Rodgers and Brett Hundley. That is unfair to both parties there. I just want to let you know that. Aaron Rodgers is getting woken up by Clay Matthews on a daily fucking basis. And right now, you take a shot at him like this out of fucking nowhere from the clouds? Are you kidding me?
I think it's more a compliment to Hundley. He won an overtime game. And the margin of error
pick six, wasn't it?
Slow.
Was it a pick six? No. Did they have a pick six?
Yeah. No, they had the Kaiser threw a pick in overtime that kind of cost them the win, or cost them a chance to win.
That's what I thought I saw.
Yeah. It was a.
Hold on, Jerry. Are you trying to tell me that Brett Hundley is the future of the Packers someday?
No, I'm not. But I think
you did.
I think you're seeing.
You did. These shoes.
Why is that so crazy?
Is
it so crazy to think that they're going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers for Hundley? You really going to jump down my throat about that? No, I'm just saying that he's played better as the season's gone on.
I agree with that. He's a player. He could become a little bit valuable to them, maybe possible trade is what you're talking about.
Right. 36 for 46 today, 265, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And kind of looks like Lawrence Fishburne.
Of course. The fuck's a Lawrence Fishburne?
Morpheus from The Matrix.
Yeah, no chance I seen that.
Never seen that either.
No chance. No, there's zero chance of that.
What?
Nah. No. That's Neo up in that motherfucker? Neo?
Yeah.
I know Neo. I like Neo. Neo was a cool guy. Terrible actor, but good character.
I've seen Point Break. That's one of his greatest.
Replacements.
Okay.
Thank you. Replacements.
Lawrence Fishburne is a great actor who he
Keanu
got his
Reeves?
start as Cowboy Curtis on Pee-wee's Playhouse on Saturday mornings.
I did know that.
Okay, one of the great hangover shows of all time, because it was a Saturday morning show, but they put it on at like noon, so hungover college kids could wake up and watch it. And now this guy is like a great actor who happens to look like the current starter of the Green Bay Packers. But for real, Aaron Rodgers on the sideline, like giving Hundley advice in the middle of the game, that seems sort of rare to me.
Yeah, it doesn't, because there's like a 25% of the Colts salary cap is in fucking Europe right now. So that's very interesting. It's very interesting. Aaron Rodgers is like attempting to help him. That's an interesting thing, isn't it? That seems weird to me. That's
because
happening.
he knew if they would have lost today, then so Aaron gets a scan, I guess, on his shoulder, whatever, collarbone here in the next 24, 48 hours to see if he can come back, because he's eligible to come back to play Carolina next week to have a chance to possibly get to the playoffs.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the NFL right now? Let's go.
He might. He can. He technically he is eligible this coming game, but that's why he needed them to win big time, because they lost today. They were pretty much out of it. Now there's still a glimmer of hope for them to get in if they win out.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers has time for an interview like sometime? As he was on Conan, I saw he had enough time for Conan right there. Had a sling on him and everything like that. It was like straight out of surgery, actually.
A month and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, he was just on there though. Like that's what I'm talking. It was shortly after the text happened between he and I and you. And
This
then
is
yeah. He and I was wondering when did you text him?
Is that funny? Rub it in. I don't have his number. It's funny. AJ, can you text him? Can you text Conan O'Brien too, AJ? Could you text him, please? It'd be great. Thanks.
I thought Conan went off the air 12 years ago.
Well, Aaron was on his fucking show, so just talk to Aaron about it.
Conan's a funny dude. He has a good documentary where he traveled around during that time when he got his gig stolen from him.
Yep.
Right, he went to
Rodgers
TBS.
loves him.
He's not dead.
I know.
I
He's
guess
paid right now
probably
on TBS. He is paid on TBS right now.
Yeah.
That was a fuckery of a situation, wasn't it?
Jay Leno did it to him.
Not only him, it was Jimmy Fallon did it to him mostly, I think, right?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, if you remember, they gave Leno that show that was on from 10 to 11 every
Yeah, the
night.
prime time show, right? That was in replacement whenever they were trying to figure out their whole fucking life, their whole setup, right?
Right.
Because they're
They
trying to
gave it
move Jimmy to 11:30.
Yeah, and this was pre-Jimmy, so they gave the Tonight Show to Conan, but basically just cut his balls off, just completely undermined him, and he just wasn't as funny as he used to be when he was on at 12:30 at night or whatever, and he went back to so he lands at TBS where it's funny but like no one's watching. And Fallon, I get what he did. He tapped into like the youth audience and the music and that band of his or whatever, and the ratings are really good.
The Roots,
but
that
then
band of his or whatever. That's the Roots.
What's because I flaked on the name. You know the
Roots.
The band, the Roots. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he had a unique kind of a niche thing that Leno didn't get when he was just doing jokes about Congress or whatever. And I liked what Fallon was doing, but Stephen Colbert came along struggling badly and just decided Trump was his meal ticket. So he just does nonstop politics and is burying him. And I don't watch any of that stuff. You just sort of if someone does something funny, it'll be on YouTube in the morning.
Nobody watches. Nobody watches it. All their shows are
2.6 million people.
They're driven to make viral clips. That's all they care about.
Yep. Everything is supposed to be a YouTube cutout that goes viral for sure. That's Jimmy Fallon's show in a nutshell. But there's different weeks where different people lead in ratings, by the way. Jimmy's up there for a bit. When he touched Trump's hair and became friends with Trump, his numbers went down and Colbert's numbers went up. And that was the big swing in momentum, they said. But I think Jimmy Fallon is climbing back up with his feel-good, good time, everything's a game style of a show, because it's just like literally an hour where you just forget life because there's just so much nonsense happening. The interviews are shit, everything's shit, but the games are incredible. And that's just what late night TV is. James Corden, same thing. He survives by carpool karaoke and this rap battle that he has, which are two incredible segments, which are incredible. They go viral every week. They're amazing. It's good brain to have that. But the rest of the show is shit, dog shit. But it does well because that type of stuff happens. So it's just like it's a whole new mindset at the late night show. It's not about having a great conversation and learning a lot about new talents and shit like that. It's all about just creating content in a funny manner.
Yeah, and it does things to people. It changes them because Leno, as a stand-up, and when he was a guest like on Letterman, was great. He was edgy, he was funny, he was unique. And then you get on the Tonight Show and he just took all the
Every
rough
day,
edges off.
Jerry. It's every single day. You got to do that. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on in the world, you have to go up and be funny every single day. And that's a fucking tough gig. And you can see it. It wears people the fuck down. And that's why Letterman just go ahead and that fucking beard of his and the life he lives now, he's just like a fucking Rolling Stone out there, just enjoying his little life as a retired legend in Indiana. It's good stuff.
He has a Netflix show coming out, Pat.
Yeah, Netflix is just tossing money at people.
I know. You should get a special.
I know. I agree.
Yeah, you got to tap into that.
I agree
Like,
completely.
have him do the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, get Jerry some pubs.
Starring me.
Okay.
Doing,
You'll
I'm gonna
get
do
you a
45
hot 3
minutes.
minute. Get a hot 3 minute. Get a hot 3 minute. No, Jerry, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I would love to have you come out there, though. But I do believe that the late night show is a complete different animal nowadays. It's not the same show as it used to be, so it can't be compared to the old days.
Mm-hmm. It's it. I used to dream of being old enough that I could stay up and watch that crap all the time, and now that it's on, I go, it's not worth doing. Like, seriously, if Fallon does something, if who's the guy that used to be on the Man Show? Christ, why am I flaking
Kimmel.
on him? Yeah, Kimmel. If Kimmel does something worthwhile, you'll know about it. And when you go 3 weeks without hearing his name mentioned, you realize I haven't missed a damn thing.
Wow, Jerry, just taking shots at all of them right there. I haven't missed any of you.
like
I've
all of
deleted
the
you all
internet.
from my life, and I don't give a single fuck. Not a one fuck is given by this masshole right here that you are no longer in my life every night.
That's right. Yeah, do something, go viral so I can watch it in the morning before I go to the friggin' gym. But in the meantime, I'm not staying up and listening to you grab ass with Harrison Ford to plug his new movie or whatever.
He's getting
It's
frantic.
Zero desire. What's that out?
Harrison Ford is getting frantic.
Oh,
What
like,
about
the bare naked ladies, man.
the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain's not thinking. Watch the next. That's the only thing I think of when I think of Harrison Ford. It's getting frantic.
Speaking of Harrison Ford, you guys got your Star Wars tickets yet?
Never heard of it.
What?
Star Wars, the new movie comes out.
There's a
on,
new one coming out?
What
Another
the hell?
one.
How
What
have
is
you-
this, the
Another
40th?
one.
Are you serious?
It's going to make $1 billion too, AJ. These Star Wars fans are the most loyal people on earth. There's too much. I can't dig back and start now, so I have no idea what I've missed and what I can't catch up on. But this movie will make $1 billion the first fucking day just because these Star Wars fans are all the fuck in. They're like Ohio State football fans. They are all the fuck in. All the
Right.
fuck in.
This is a movie, and it's like a concert coming out. Like, everyone's like getting in touch with you to tell you that they got their tickets, that they're all set, that there's this theater that has like assigned seating.
The
and they're going
trailer
over
had a
night
fucking
crap like
build-up.
that. I shit you not.
The
But-
trailer had a build-up. They were promoting that the trailer was being released. A fucking trailer and it was big news. I respect it. I can't help but respect it. It's wild. There's people waiting in like 10-hour lines just to see the trailer. The trailer.
It's nuts, man. The Irish Rose have spent all of 2017 looking at YouTube videos where people give you their fan theories about what they think is going to happen in the movie. I shit you not. And I'm going. By the next time we talk, I will have seen it. And I just realized that AJ didn't even know that the movie was coming out.
When does it come out?
Me neither,
Friday.
by the way.
Friday, but then they always have like their Thursday night,
How many
sneak
is this? How many is this for Spaceballs, whatever it is? How many, for real?
I don't
How
even
many?
think that's an act right there, by the way. I don't think AJ has any idea what the fuck
Okay.
Star Wars is.
No. I know what Star Wars is. I've never seen a second of any of them, but Star Wars, Star Trek, Spaceballs,
Okay.
they're all the same movie to me.
Star Wars had its 3 trilogies, so there's going to be 9
All right, I'm good.
altogether.
I'm good, Jerry. I'm good. You don't need to explain.
This is the 8th of 9. But then last year they came out with this other one that was sort of marginally
Disrespect you.
revolved to it.
I'm good. 9 total movies? No, really?
Yeah, but then they did this extra one that was sort of like of a standalone story that wasn't part of that whole
I respect
trilogy
it. I
or whatever.
respect it. I wish there was something I'd like that much to wait in line on Thursday night and watch some spaceship fly around, but I'm okay. I respect had a part in something of it. One of those, didn't he?
Who?
The director, J.J. Abrams.
Yep, he's done the last one and this one coming up. Like Disney just said, all right, George Lucas, we're buying this off of you, and when you cash our check, it means go away. You'll have no say in this because you fucked up so badly on the second trilogy. And
wait, is Harrison Ford in these?
He got killed off in the last one.
Okay.
He said, "I'll do one, but bump me off. I don't want my character to continue." And then Carrie Fisher died in real life, so she's in this one, but we will not be seeing her again.
Who's the father? Vader?
He was Luke Skywalker's father. Yeah. Boy, you guys really are not literate in this topic. I'm stunned. I just didn't think there were any grown men out there that didn't grow up on it, know it. AJ, I figured your kids must be all over it.
My kids never heard of it. I don't think young kids like Star Wars. I think it's more of an older thing. I don't think there's any kids that are all in. Star Wars is like a thing you're either all in or you don't. You've never seen any of them, I think, and that's kind of how it is. And that's
I just so happen to be on the other. Yeah, I've never seen any of them. I don't know. Yeah. I respect it. I respect the whole fanhood thing. I respect it. I respect the fanhood, but I don't understand any of it. I know Luke did something, and then there's the one who speaks weird, the little guy,
Yoda.
That one.
Oh.
Yeah, he speaks like reverse. What's his way of speaking? Because I had to learn it in an actual English class in high school because Yoda was referenced. Like happy you are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do his voice, Jer. What does he say?
It's like an inverted thing.
I got to think of a specific. Oh, when 900 years old you are, look as good you will not.
Okay.
That's not me going. That's not me going full on the voice because.
Wait. But he talks like that the whole movie?
That's like his cadence. Yeah, he always puts like the verb like next to the end or whatever.
Does Harrison Ford speak pig Latin then?
He's getting
How
frantic.
does this work? This sounds confusing.
No, Harrison Ford's just the rogue sort of pirate smuggler guy who acts like he doesn't care about anybody else.
What's the
himself,
Bigfoot motherfucker?
But then he sort of does.
What's the Bigfoot one?
Chewie.
That
Chewbacca.
fucking mask. That mask was like a $10,000 mask where that lady was laughing in the mask. Where it was it makes like a squealing sound.
Yeah, there was a AJ. Excuse me, because we're talking about J.J. Abrams. So there was a lady who just took a video of herself sitting in the parking lot outside of like Walmart. She had bought this Chewbacca mask that when you open the mouth on the thing, it like
what's
roars
that
like
sound?
Does.
What's the sound?
She starts giggling hysterically, and it was one of the great viral videos of all time because she was. I've never done anything in my life that made me as happy as this lady with this
genuine
Chewbacca mask that she bought.
What is the sound though Chewbacca makes?
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, I think
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can. You
can. We think
there was a
whether you think you can or you can't. You're right, Jerry.
I can't do it justice. Put it
it's
this
from
way.
the end of Step Brothers when they're in the boat in the backyard. It's okay. It's not movie quality.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's Chewbacca.
There was a show on Sci-Fi Channel. It was a dating show of like nerds, like people meeting at Comic-Con. And there was a guy who in his first meeting with this chick started talking like Chewbacca to her to like win her over.
It's not a bad idea because if it hits, it's hits, right? I mean, if it hits, it's hit. He's going all the way around. He's hitting a home run if that hits with her, right? She's all in, I just got a text from Shane Leckler.
And
some people think you're funny. I think you suck. Now what? That was his text out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere, just for future reference. Hey, Adam made a badass kick without you. Hope you're funny now, fucker. That's what he just said. Those are text messages I just got from Shane Leckler. Thanks, man.
Before we sign off, Pat, did you have a story about losing $1 million to a snowstorm or something? You told something on Twitter.
I didn't lose it. I actually earned it. I earned it. Yeah, I talked about it the escalators in my contract. I played in Buffalo, and there was an elevator in my contract that if I hit 2 out of 3 stats in my rookie year, it got bumped up $1 million. Okay, so Bill Polian had these 3 elevators right inside of there, these 3 clauses. It was like I had to average 44 yards. I'd have a net of like 39, I believe, and I had to have 20 inside the 20. I had to hit 2 out of 3 of those, and the escalator would hit, right? So I was right at the average I had to be, like 44 yards. I was at 18 inside the 20, and my net was right at where it was at. So we're going into this game. I have to maintain like a couple averages, or I have to knock 2 inside the 20, and a fucking blizzard happens, right? So my asshole is already like, fuck me. Like I wake up, and if you do recall, after my rookie year, we didn't lose until we chose to lose. Okay, we went 14-0. Then the Jets played. Then Peyton came out of the game. Curtis Painter went out there. He went ahead and just got murdered. Okay, he got absolutely murdered. We lost. Buffalo was the next week. Peyton started, Reggie started, Dallas started, all these guys. They were drawing up plays in like the snow so they could all get their records, like 100 catches. Okay, there we go. A couple touchdowns, there we go. Okay, here's completion record, bang, bang, bang. And then they subbed themselves out and Curtis Painter is in. And now we're playing in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl right there in Buffalo while a blizzard is happening. And not a single person on our sideline gave a single fuck about that game except for me, because it was the most amount of money I had ever thought I could ever make in my entire life was on the line that day. And I got really lucky with one good fucking bounce at the end that fucking saved my ass. And it got inside the 20, and it kept my average up. So I like one punt, I got a great bounce out of it in the second half. And it rolled inside the 20, it stopped, and the average went up. And it was like walking out of there, I'd never been more happy in my entire life. I'm like, nobody else gives a fuck if we lost this game, so I don't either. But I just made $1 million fucking dollars, which I didn't know that the government was going to take half of my $1 million fucking dollars. So I actually made $500,000 right there. It was a big day for me. And that Buffalo blizzard today reminded me of that. And it was awesome to watch the battles in the snow game. I think the NFL should try to make more of those.
Absolutely. AJ, I was wondering this today watching that game. When you were in Green Bay, were you bare arms in a cold blizzard condition like that, or did you bundle up? I mean, did you go all hardo?
I never wore sleeves in a game. I wore sleeves every day in practice, no matter what. But now, when it's that cold, sleeves don't even matter. They don't really help much. All I ever cared about was my feet and my hands, and that's the toughest thing to keep warm. I tried everything with my gloves and wearing liners under gloves and foot warmers, but yeah, it didn't matter. Your arms, honestly, wearing the long sleeves barely did anything.
I disagree.
I never wore them in a
just
game.
For future reference, I wore long sleeves whenever it was chilly, and it helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you run like 13 yards per game, so you're standing there cold most of the time.
Okay. Yeah, real cold. I love the heated benches. There's some places that don't have good heated benches, and you just got to talk to them a little bit. And sometimes the fans can be a bit much. Like, hey, let's dial it back, boys. Okay? It's a little too hot maybe in this one section, you know? It's an interesting little dilemma. It's a game you play whenever you're a kicker or punter trying to figure out how we find the perfect spot in the bench. Do we put the jacket over our legs and then maybe all the way over our body so our entire body is kind of cooking by this thing, or do we just kind of put it on our backs and just let our butts heat up a little bit? There's a lot of decisions to be made, Jerry. People think it's all glitz and glamour over there. It's not. There's a lot of shit going down.
That's right. It's not all just getting $1 million escalator in your contract.
Nobody gave a fuck, Jerry. Peyton Manning handed out, I think, 42 game towels to kids in the stands because he felt bad because he wasn't playing. There's people that had signs like, I drove 700 miles here to watch Peyton Manning play, and he's like, not playing. I don't even know what to tell you. Bill Polian said, nope, not allowed to play. So he was just handing out all these towels to people. There was stories it was like a preseason game. And I'm just over there shitting my pants, man. Just shitting my fucking pants, Jerry.
See, they should have put it up on the message board that what you were playing for. Like, that would have added an element of drama. Like, that, like as a patron, sitting there saying, I'm not going to see Peyton Manning play. Maybe I've never gotten to see him play. This would have gotten me some interest.
Yeah, like up there on the Jumbotron, you mean? Is that the message board?
Yeah, like put up there. Like, you know, Pat McAfee is punting right now for $1 million. If he gets it in, you know, like NASCAR would let you have that much information.
Yeah, like Pat McAfee is currently taking part in the biggest game of his life. You have no idea that this is currently happening. He couldn't sleep last night. You don't even know that. You didn't even know that he could not sleep last night. And when he woke up this morning and saw the little fucking meteorologist say, it's going to suck, it was not a good thing. It was a lot of shitting. It was like, let's go, buddy. Let's go make this million real quick when Mother Nature and God is attempting to put every obstacle in front of you. It felt like it was me versus the world. And Buddha, Allah, God, Jesus, all of them were coming against me, and it didn't stop me to getting that $500,000 and the government getting $500,000.
The thing is, Pat, regardless of how much, if they did put that up on the message board, as Jerry says, the old AOL chat room / Jumbotron, no matter how much they love you, people can't really relate to that. So if you shanked one 19 yards,
they'd be so happy.
They would have given you a standing O.
Yes.
Oh, this punk doesn't need any more money.
Oh, yes, for sure. I would have been the bad guy in this situation. They would have been, and if it would have worked, I would have played heel too, by the way. If it was me versus the crowd at that moment, I would have absolutely been like, yep, you're welcome. We're down 20 right now, but there's some big things happening. It seems as if nobody gives a fuck if we lose. Even our bosses don't care. So let's go ahead and just have a little faith for me a little bit. You know, I got bills to pay, parents to pay. Let's keep it moving here.
All right. Well, if the NFL was smart, they'd schedule more games in the Northeast, in the cold. They'd start doing their overseas games, not in Mexico City, not in London, but Canada, Greenland, Norway,
Russia. Let's go fucking to Russia.
Russia. I want this shit all day long because that was a blast.
Maybe North Korea.
Last postscript, Ryan Clark today said that Blake Bortles is a top 5 NFL quarterback.
Oh, no.
We live in that world.
No, Ryan Clark didn't say it, Jer. Leonard Fournette said that, and they cut to the studio shot of Ryan Clark, and he had like his sheet of paper over his face, and he was like flabbergasted.
My bad. Okay, Leonard Fournette said
it's
that
all right.
like that. Yeah,
Leonard Fournette was in it, which is he's a player standing up for his guy, so I like that. I respect that move.
Right.
Actually, Fournette said, well, last year Blake didn't have a running game. He's got a running game now that I'm here, and I'm a monster. So we're really seeing him come into his own. And then they cut to the thing, and it was like, yeah, I just saw the clip actually earlier. Ryan Clark kind of just he didn't even say anything. He put the sheet over his face.
Who's Ryan Clark?
Played for the Steelers. He's on ESPN.
Oh, he's got to be good. ESPN just pumps out incredible football content. Incredible. It's so good.
A little sarcasm, Patrick.
Huh?
Huh?
Nah. Rex's and O's, bro. Rex's and O's. How about some Rexplanations? Huh?
Is that real? They say that?
Real. Those are real segments. I was forced to watch it one weekend.
Oh, you loved I know you were juiced. You were sending me texts all the time when those between two Rexes kept playing, and he was doing the Galifianakis thing. You were so juiced.
Yeah. I was like, maybe y'all should Rexit my fucking television screen. What the fuck are we doing? No, I do think it's interesting how everybody's trying to lighten the mood of football and all these game shows and stuff. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Learning a lot about these guys on TV.
ESPN will never recover from letting Ray Lewis go, because he was the best in the business.
He doesn't work for them anymore?
Nope. He's with he does Inside the NFL. And did he land on FS1 too? I don't know. Like when you end up on SF1, it's as if you just fell off the face of the earth. It's
That's
like
cool. I do games on there, Jared. That's cool.
I didn't realize that.
I respect the shot taken. I get it. I'm okay with it.
I would do games on FS1, by the way. If they just gave me an open mic, just let me go eat. Don't put me.
High school. I would do Jerry's schoolboy Thanksgiving Turkey Day games.
Wow, would you? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that.
I wouldn't play it. I'd commentate it. Need the reps, bro.
Meetings.
Do you feel good about your commentating abilities?
I mean, it's like anything. You get done, you remember, and you realize all the times that you wish you could have back, and you said you didn't explain like you thought. Yeah, it's like anything. But no, you would never. I can't imagine getting done with the game like, yep, nailed it, got this figured out.
Really?
I mean, that guy, anyone that does that is a gigantic doucher.
Man, I honestly assumed if I ever got to do that, that is exactly how I would have felt afterwards.
So when you go do your comedy shows, do you walk off the stage like, 100%, nailed it, perfect?
I mean, there's been a couple times where I thought I missed something, but not.
Well, you're a sociopath, so I don't know.
No, because I don't have a plan for my shows, right? I have ideas for what's going to happen, but I don't have a plan. So if it works out, it works out. If people laugh, they laugh. There's a couple times.
I don't beat myself up, but it's like anything else you do. Like if you give a speech in public, whatever, you could think that felt pretty good, but you remember the things that you wish you could have done better.
Got it.
Right. You don't want to be the Rex Ryan who he'd go 4-12 and say, I'm the best coach in the game, and we've got a great defense.
Well, yeah, you have to have some sort of
self-effacing. You've got to be able to be
Self-awareness.
self-critical, and yeah.
You have to have some self-awareness, I think, for sure. But you do good. Like, you think people enjoy the game more because you're speaking over it?
Sure, I hope so.
That's
I want
awesome.
to continue to do games next year. Yeah.
How's that work? Does Fox Sports just say, hey, we want you to do this many games, and then you'll have a meeting with them afterwards to see if you get moved up?
It's not moved up. I mean, I let them know going in that the crews are set along like kind of far in advance, and they asked me if I like kind of offered a certain package of games, and I told them the ones I could do. So yeah, and then other guys like my brother-in-law, he has a full slate of games. Like he knows for college, this is his third year doing it, I believe, and he did the Bengals game today. He does a couple NFL games, and they tell him, okay, you got 11 games, 12 games, whatever it is, and so he's full. I'm not full time with him, so he is.
Who's your brother-in-law?
Brady Quinn.
Who? Brady who?
Quinn.
Oh, wow. Wow. You're related to Brady Quinn? Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, I think this thing's about done, Jer.
Yeah,
Let's wrap
I think
it
so.
up. Let's wrap it up like Pat Mavericks done.
I'm just letting McAfee just land that plane slowly and then we'll taxi.
I just had some real moments right there, though, because I never understood how people get like moved up and moved down in them commentating things. Because all of a sudden you'll see a guy like get catapulted into like 7 main games. It's like, oh shit, this is the guy all of a sudden.
Yeah, there's different crews like Joe Buck and Troy. They're the number one.
Troy
crew.
Aikman don't know shit about special teams, by the way. He threw a guy under the bus today for a block punt. It wasn't his fault, just for future reference. Thank you, Troy.
Really?
I think Troy's really good and Joe Buck are really good, but he don't know shit about special teams.
Why should he know anything about special teams?
Because he's a voice of the game, so maybe he should educate the people listening about the game.
So.
I mean, they have Steve Tasker chime in, who is a great special teamer. I don't really find that he tells me stuff that I.
Yeah, it's
you
not
know, like you tell me stuff I otherwise wouldn't know. Like you
it's
get
like Jay
into
Feely.
layers
He's
of
awful
it,
at
and
his
he just
job,
sort of
too.
says, "Well, the punt was blocked. You missed the block." You know what I mean? Like there's nothing in there about the actual thought process behind it that we get out of you.
Well, I appreciate that. I've had good coaches. Tom McMahon's a great coach. I feel like I understand football a lot more from the special team side because I've been around Adam Vinatieri, who's been a part of every single moment that is possible in football, and also Tom McMahon is great. But also, I think the guys that they choose to have speak suck at it. So I think that's, because they have agents and they're kind of clean cut and they're the little puppet. Oh, the kick is going to go right to left because the wind, you see. Oh, this guy, you don't know this. In high school, he was voted homecoming king. He's not just a kicker. He was popular.
That's us ending where we began with, which is with Adam Vinatieri at the snow game. It was kicked ass. Do we have a score on Pittsburgh? Do we know what's going on with that?
4.5. Tell me the Ravens.
Ravens.
31-29.
Who?
Ravens.
That's right. I'm up 6.5. It's over?
Baltimore was up 31-29.
8 minutes left.
8 minutes left. Oh, my God. All right. I'm going to go watch the end of this. I put a lot of money on the Ravens.
Oh, good. Oh, come on, Pittsburgh.
All right, fellas, that was awesome.
Keep the lights
Thanks
on,
again. We'll talk to you guys again on Monday at Laces Out Show on Twitter and Instagram, at official AJ Hawk, at Pat McAfee Show. I'm at Jerry Thornton 1. At us all the time. And next time we have talked, we will have seen Rough and Rowdy. And
Star Wars. And Star Wars.
I will have a full review for you guys. I'll tell you the entire